story. This isn't a time of peace. It's against the principalities and the powers that are puppeteering the people. And we are in a position to see souls set free. This has been the ancient war cry throughout all the generations of the Hebrew nation. Rock! Kazak!
No, he doesn't know. No. I mean, it doesn't air till tomorrow. So.
What?
The episode that we did last
Oh,
week.
that's right. Yeah, I forget.
It's been a Monday.
It was so confusing. I never can remember what's aired and what hadn't.
I can't remember. I don't even remember what the last episode was.
No. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Battle Room Podcast. This is our second unplugged, which looking at David's tablet, it's not so unplugged.
Dude, whatever, man.
I'm just messing with him. We got another guest. Stanton's going to introduce him here in a minute. So before we get started, our super fan, Russell Swan, has got a book out. It's The Weight of the Helmet. Go on, plug it. Pow. David's got it on digital.
Yeah, I bought it and listened to it in the deer woods, or not listen. I started reading it the other day, so it's real good. Real good.
I got the paperback version. You get them on Amazon.
Now, and I didn't even know he was doing it.
I didn't
I
either.
didn't until he sent me a message.
Yeah.
I seen him post it up, and I thought I was sharing it for somebody else until my wife told me it was his book.
Yeah.
I do know his son Dylan's going to put a book out as well. So,
okay.
But this is Russell's. The Weight of the Helmet again. You can get it on Amazon and you can get it on Kindle, right? And that what you got it on Kindle?
Yep.
So, Russell, much love, buddy. Got my copy in today.
Thank you for being a big supporter.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for being a super.
Hey, we got to be his super fan though, because he's going to be rich and famous, and we're still going to be little peons doing a podcast in the closet.
I'll take it.
Yeah, hiding in a broom closet somewhere. So, do a little icebreaker. You can be involved in this part. Well, this is Mason Ross, everybody. We'll get to know him a little bit more, but this is Mason Ross. We all know him. We all go to church together. Stanton's known him longer than the rest of us. I know him from back in our National Guard days. I know his mom and dad real well. His little brother and my son are pretty tight. So, this week, got any crazy stories? Because I got one, son.
Hey, no, you go right ahead.
Yeah,
I've had another dull week. So,
all right. So,
not until I get back on the road will I have anything exciting.
Yeah. Well, this is like a 2 or 3 week saga here. Amanda lets the dogs out. Normally when she does, it's daylight, but at this time it was night. I might have been playing Battlefield with Dayton. I don't know. Or I might have been napping in the chair or getting ready for bed. I can't remember what was going on. And she comes running in, John Paul. I'm like, what did I do? She's like, there was a rat that run across the back porch. Now, y'all know my wife. She over exaggerates a little bit. So I was like, was it really a rat? Or was it like, because they call mice rats in my house. So I'm like, was it really a rat? I'm telling you, it's a rat. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. She exaggerates what?
Oh, you're a liar now. You're exaggerating now. So anyways, a few days go by. We go to Nate's to get the deer blinds and stuff ready. And I was in Tractor Supply and I had told her I would get some rat traps. Really, I was going to, well, first of all, she gets a mouse trap out. I'm like, dude, if it's really a rat, that's just going to make it mad. You know,
it'll throw that off.
Or you're going to hear like, pop, 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 as it's running off with it, right? So I get a sure enough rat trap. And then I get these little sticky pads for rats. And anyways, I set them up along where she said, because she said it ran up the bushes next to the porch, jumped on the porch, ran to the side of the house, and then ran down the porch. Right? She's like, I was worried about Chewy because it's, you know,
same size,
almost the same. Yeah. And I'm like, was it this big, this big? She's like, it was that big.
Yeah.
Okay. So I throw these down. We're chilling or wherever in the house. It's time for let the dogs out. And I take that spotlight out there with me because, you know, we got foxes and stuff, and Chewy's like 2 rats.
2 pounds.
Yeah. She's 5 pounds, bro.
Okay.
And she's a killer.
Yeah. She is that. I will give her that.
She like got mean. You that day.
Yeah, she doesn't like me.
No, you went.
I approached you too fast.
He broke the plane of the window when I was at his house, and she was in the Tundra. She was on the console.
Yeah.
Middle console, and she jumps. I had to catch her like in midair.
I'm not kidding you. It was like,
so
she's too cute for it not to scare me, but I still backed up.
Yeah, I don't blame. So anyways, I go let the dogs out, and I got this flashlight, and I've been checking. So it might have been a couple nights. I've been checking, you know, flashing over to see. And I was like, where'd that sticky pad go? And all of a sudden I hear, king, 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 king. I'm like, what in the world is that? And I go over there and look. I've got an electric smoker like you do.
Uh-huh.
And this rat, and it was straight up a rat, by the way.
Yeah.
This rat has got his mouth on the back side of it, you know, where you take the pellets out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gnawing on it, trying to kick off of this sticky pad. And I go in the house, I go get a pistol. I got a 22 pistol revolver, you know. I go in there, and then I've got one of those badminton rackets, you know. It's Allison's. And so I'm like trying to get them out. And Amanda and Allison does come out and look at it. Amanda does not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right there by our window me and Amanda's bedroom window on the porch. And so they pull back the curtains, and they're standing there, and they're like, whack it in the head. Whack it in the head. So I'm like beating it in the head with this. It's not doing anything. It's just smashing them a little bit more down on the thing. Anyways, I get it out, and I may try to put a picture of it up on this video. I'm going to try anyways. Yeah. Dude, it was bigger than my foot. I wear a size 13. It took 422 bullets to kill it. Right? Man, it was like, good granny, how many times you had to shoot it? I said, he was a fighter, son.
This was on the porch?
I threw him out in the yard and then shot him. Well,
that's holes in the porch.
Well, here's the funny part about that story. She amps me up the night she first sees it. So I go in there and get the 12 gauge with some bird shot. And I'm hoping I can like kick it off the porch. And as I kick it, you know, pop one in it. When we're moving the cabinet and all that over there, and something, I can't remember what it was leaned up against the porch, up against the back side of the house, and it slides down the siding. I got flip-flops on and shorts, and I'm thinking, here he comes, son. And so I back up, and man, it's like, what are you going to do? I said, if I'd have seen fur, I was going to bust it. It was no way he's climbing up my legs. So that is the crazy story.
That's good.
Okay. The old rat. It was a big old rat.
So I got a tip. So if you've ever put out, what do you use for bait when you put out mouse traps?
Peanut butter.
I use peanut butter. Peanut butter got to where it didn't work, so I started using like cookies or something that I'd seen they're gnawing on.
Do they? Because they eat it. They eat it and they don't set the trap, right? Oh my gosh, that's huge.
422s, baby.
That's a muskrat.
Yeah, it's a wombat.
But I found this is what you got to use because I've tried peanut butter, cheese, bread, and whatever. Tootsie Rolls.
Really?
Man, why you want to waste that good candy?
Dude, I'm telling you, you take a half of Tootsie Roll, you get to enjoy it. So you put it in your mouth, you chew it, soften it up, and then you cram it in there on that little
island it has.
That little part, and it won't come off.
Yeah.
You'll catch mouse after mouse after mouse with that one. I'm telling you, and they love it. They love it. I found out that trick. Guy I used to work with told that to me. I was like, "You're crazy." So I wasn't going to tell anybody I was going to actually do this, but it worked. And I mean, and they don't pull it off, so you reuse it, and it doesn't go bad. I mean, I don't know, what is it? Chocolate?
Yeah.
We think it's chocolate. Roll is, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't go bad. So yeah, there's my tip for the day.
It's plastic.
Oh no, I do have something, and I'm sorry, Amanda, if we're rambling too long.
Oh.
So
I don't know where you got that from, baby.
So there was a wager.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought this
on the last episode.
Yep,
so if anybody paid attention right now, and you're wondering why John Paul is not wearing Tennessee orange right now,
I can explain that.
We do have our reasons, but he is going to honor.
I'm going to be a man of my word.
Bet. Tennessee shellacked the Gators.
Look,
Yes,
the first time y'all beat us at home in 22 years, and y'all are acting like y'all are Super Bowl champions.
You know, dude, I went to church yesterday in my Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Amy looked at me. She said, "You need to put a vest on, tone that down." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Florida was 3-7 this year. If they were 7-3, okay, maybe, but tone it down a little bit." So I had to put a vest on.
Yeah. Well, so I am going to honor it. I didn't want to do it this time, but
we already had this set up. Yeah.
We already had this set up. Although Mason gave me a good idea, I could have wore blaze orange and been done with it.
No,
goes with the deer thing.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
We wouldn't
but because
it would have been
David
2 weeks in a row then.
No, it wouldn't. One time, baby. Since David is a big Tennessee fan, his son goes to Tennessee. He's drinking Tennessee toilet water right there.
That's good stuff, by the way.
The next episode that we do is his host episode.
Yep.
And I told him I would wear it then.
Like it.
Only fitting.
It's only fitting.
So
thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Even though I did not shake Stanton's hand, I'm such a man of my word.
Okay.
That I'm willing to wear the shirt and a hat. That's it.
That's it. That'll work.
Now they were trying to get cute and try to find some those checkered coveralls and all that.
No. All I wanted you to do is say go balls.
No, I'll never say that.
Well, it was worth a try.
Well,
So
he'll be looking real good at the next episode. So.
Yeah, just since we're talking about the next episode, do you have an idea?
I do. And I had it. It was deep in my mind. I did have it last time, and I was just drew a blank. But it's going to be on pride.
Ooh.
We talked about that.
We did.
I may call in sick.
Yeah. It's gonna be kind of like James Consider It Joy. It's not gonna be the most fun episode, but we'll make it fun. It'll be good.
We eat the crow.
Yeah.
So before I turn it over to Stanton, this is again, like I said, our second unplugged episode. We're all in camouflage because it's Monday after the opening rifle season.
Yep.
And so we all are hunters. And we thought we'd just talk about some hunting and how God, what we reflect in the woods and God's creation, trying to enjoy it. So
it's unscripted, but we have a theme.
We do have a theme. I thought it would be fun.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. Mason said right before we got started, he's like, "Can't believe y'all are doing a podcast right in the middle of rut."
Yeah. But here's
if we can't shoot them, at least we'll talk about it.
Right. Here's the thing, though. It was later in the evening.
Yeah, I mean, this is after sunset.
Yeah,
I mean that's fair.
Yeah,
but if I'd have shot him,
I mean,
we could have done this tomorrow. We'd have come help you.
And it was raining, and I don't have a box stand.
Yeah.
So
in all fairness, my deer got shot today anyway. So we're good.
Today?
Yeah, this morning on target. Yeah.
No. That hurts.
It hurt him, not Mason, but the deer.
I probably hurt Mason's feelings too.
I don't know. That's a little of both.
Yeah.
All right, so introduce.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone, this is Mason Ross. Him and I grew up together from, I don't even know. Like I remember we went to daycare together. There's a picture of us in a crib.
That's right.
But we grew up together, went to school together, graduated high school, went into the National Guard together, went through training together, and went off to college. I was not fortunate enough to stay. I had extenuating circumstances, I would say.
What was that?
You don't want me to say on this podcast. It has a political meaning behind it.
Okay, never mind. All right, moving on.
So anyway,
number next.
It had to do with the president at the time. He kind of cut some benefits, and I was like, well, I don't know if I can afford to stay. So anyway, side the fact, but we've kind of grown up together. He's an avid hunter. And it was just one of my, like we were talking about this episode, and I was like, hey, let's ask Mason to be a guest. JP knows him through the Guard. He was our platoon sergeant. I don't know that he would call Mason as much of a knucklehead as he calls me, but I mean, hey, it's okay.
No, Mason did whatever I asked.
Yeah,
Didn't
if
say
he told
what.
the truth. He would.
No, dude, I give Stanton a hard time, but legit, I'd ask old Ross here to do something.
He didn't ask why as much.
Roger Sarn. Roger.
Sometimes I just need to know the why to have the passion to do it,
That's right.
I guess.
But
so y'all are closer,
Mm-hmm.
but we've got something on y'all that you can't say. So we're kin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I probably know you least of
Yeah.
all. You
Yeah.
know,
I thought it had anything to do with like y'all are backdoor neighbors.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
that too. But yeah. So I looked. I was like, man, I'm ashamed to not know exactly. I kind of track genealogy and do all that. And if you got knuckles in you anyway, we just all say we're cousins.
That's
You know,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very prevalent in this area, county, specifically. And so your mom's a knuckles. And so I looked at back. I said, all right, how are we related? Because like Sharon, I'm sure Sharon could tell everybody exactly how we're related. But so I had to look it up, and then I was still confused. So, but I got to share this because my great grandfather, we have the same. Well, we're on a different plane though, because I'm on the same plane as your mom, as far as, so me and your mom,
Same generation.
we both have the same great grandfather. So my great grandfather is your great grandfather.
There you go.
Starling Knuckles.
Starling.
Yes. So and outside of Hardeman County, Knuckles sounds like a strange name, but to us, it's like almost like Smith, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But Starling Knuckles had 11 children. One of his children was James. He had 9 children. And then from there, then we branched. So James went your direction, and then Albert went my direction. So it forked off there, but we have the same. Starling Knuckles is the kingpin, is what I've always called him. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
did you know that?
No, I didn't. I always joke with my granddad. He is a walking. I mean, he can tell you who you're kin to 3-4 generations down the line. So I'm sure he probably is aware of that.
He gave me a lot of information because I was curious. Me and my dad were doing it, and then Vernon came in and gave us a whole stack of stuff too. So I've been putting it all. I keep it on an online family tree, and I can just keep adding and adding and adding.
Yeah.
So it's wild.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
wild. I've got 400 and something family members on the family tree so far.
Yeah.
But I need to start adding
That's
the Ross side now.
That's more family members than I want.
Yeah. But for the record, so you and my son JT and Cole y'all are on the same on the
Generation.
same generational
Mm-hmm.
plane. So y'all are 4th cousins, straight up. That's easy to say.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means y'all would be 3rd?
Well, that's what I would say, but so I had to like chat GPT it. I said, okay, my 3-time great and his 2-time great are the same. So what this is called is you're my first cousin once removed. You've always heard of that once removed stuff.
Never understood how it works.
That's when you're on a different generational field.
Yeah. So does that mean you can not cousins at all? You know, first cousin once removed.
I know it was weird. Like you go from it just didn't make sense.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The once removed is that there's a generation in between you two.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So your first cousin's a generation later.
Yep.
We're learning math. We got to quit.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Genealogy here.
But
I mean, these two are the only two with a college degree.
It's true. It's true.
Anyway, that's my tidbit. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. So if anybody asks, we're first cousins once removed.
I mean, I guess it depends on what college we're talking about. I do have a college
Hard
degree.
knocks.
Yeah, that's what
Well, I apologize. I've got an associate's degree.
Do you really?
Yeah, but it's in a bunch of nonsense. I got it though. I got that paper, son.
Hey, that's all that matters.
I didn't get it until after I was 40.
Don't matter. All right, so we want to start on some stories,
Well, yeah.
or what you got?
No, that's fine.
We want.
Did we mention that we all go to
Oh.
church together?
Yes, we mentioned it off the start.
Okay,
Yeah, and I may just jump in quick.
go ahead.
As you guys have talked, I've known you my entire life, and you a good portion of my life, and obviously the Knuckles family tie-in.
Mhm.
But here recently, I've had the opportunity to get to know these guys a little bit closer, and going to church with these guys. So I appreciate the opportunity and helping me to grow there, and also the opportunity on the podcast here.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
You say that until you start getting hate mail.
I can't believe you went on there with them yahoos.
You support them idiots and knuckleheads.
Yeah. What's cool about it is though is that we've got we represent 3 different Sunday school classes in here.
Yeah.
Like y'all are in the same class.
Yeah.
You're in a different class and I'm in a different class. So, you would almost think that anybody who's real tight would be in the same class, but we're all
Lord has us in different places.
Yeah,
hey, right. I will say I don't feel numbered this week. I've got somebody in the same area of life as me.
Oh, that's
good. I don't have.
He's got more hair than you do.
He does. He does.
I've got more gray hair.
I think I'd take gray over bald, but I mean,
were you saying you'd rather it turn gray than loose?
Oh yeah,
man, me too. Mine's doing both. That's why I just keep it shaved.
So we're even now. Is that what
we're even.
Yeah. Well, 2 old guys and two
Here's
young
the thing,
bucks.
though. He's outnumbered because we all sit on the same side of church. We sit on the right side. He sits on the left. On the left side.
Hey, just be honest. He sits where it's available.
when he comes in, he's like a meerkat.
That's right. Like, there's a spot.
He's never smiling hardly. Amy's always coming in just a big ball of joy, and he's just like.
If you're not early, you're late. But I have given in to the fight.
Yeah,
I don't die on that hill anymore, and I'm just like, all right, whatever.
But he was smiling this Sunday. He couldn't wait to get up them steps.
Oh yeah,
I think he ran up the steps.
I'm not gonna lie. So
I was strutting like a peacock, son.
So Bainer rooster.
Yeah. Let me give you a little caveat. The reason why I was not at Sunday school or Sunday church this
you just ratted yourself out.
But nobody said that you were at church.
No. Oh, okay. So
I gave you a hard time about it before we talked.
Okay, I thought it was wine. So anyway, we weren't at church this weekend. It was our 5th anniversary, so we decided to take a little trip up to Nashville. Taylor, my wife, and I, and the whole Sunday morning hit, and I woke up. We were kind of getting ready, shuffling around the hotel room, and I looked. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of wish I was at church this morning.
Why is that?
I mean, I just kind of want to walk up to JP, pat him on the back, maybe put an orange sticky note or something that says "Go Vols" or something. I don't know.
It's all good, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be a man of my word. I'm gonna be a better sport about it than David Knuckles would have.
Oh, I think.
What are you talking about?
If we'd have won, you'd have pouted the whole time. I'm
not a sore loser, but I'm an obnoxious winner. I just don't talk about it. I'll just change the subject. But
I'm fine with
we can talk all night if you want to about Tennessee since we won.
So do we want to start off with some of our earliest hunting memories?
Yeah. So I got a question for you. What is your earliest or most meaningful hunting memory? And we'll let the guests go first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get us started off with a memorable hunt.
Okay.
And I was thinking about this a little bit in preparation. There's a lot of memorable hunts, and a lot of them are your earlier hunts or first hunts, or maybe taking someone on their first hunt and sharing that, right? But as I got to thinking, I was like, my most memorable hunt is probably kind of 2-part, largely due to my upbringing in hunting and the guys that kind of brought me in that and taught me. I got the opportunity with a guy that he had gotten sick. We had hunted with him for years and years, and our big thing was turkey hunting. And so we had the opportunity to go out away from here to hunt another species of turkey. So here we have the eastern turkey, but there's 3 other subspecies in the United States, a Merriam's, a Rio, and an Osceola. The Osceola is in Florida. They say it's the hardest turkey to kill. I don't know if it's the hardest to kill, but it's just not as many of them because they're specific to a certain area within Florida. So as luck would have it, there are some guys here around Hardeman County that we were fortunate enough to get with and have the opportunity to take this gentleman down to Florida and do an Osceola hunt with him. We didn't know how it was going to go because of the state he was in. We got there, we rented this vehicle, and I'll tell you this vehicle story because it'll play a part here in a minute. We get down to Florida. We book a whole week there because we didn't really know what to expect. So we go out the first morning in this rental vehicle. We listen, and there's turkeys everywhere. And so the next morning, our game plan is we're just going to drop this person off here, drop this person off here. This person will take the vehicle here, right? And as luck would have it, within 2 days, we've killed all of our turkeys. You can kill 2 there, 1 a day. Wow. So we all killed that first morning. The second morning, they killed. I was the last one to kill my second bird. But throughout this experience, as someone would kill a turkey, we would have a group text, and Keith would send a taxi emoji with a turkey. Right, come pick me up. I've killed one. And so we kind of did that. We played that with the group those 2 days, and I was the last one to send a taxi turkey emoji to the group. Right, and we were all fired up, and it was a phenomenal experience because number one, obviously we you know I mean, we killed turkeys in 2 days, and we were expecting to take 5 days, maybe just to kill one apiece.
Yeah.
Another thing that we share in common, this group, which is my uncle and Keith, we enjoy watching NASCAR, right? And that's our thing. In the spring, we typically hunt around this area or within a couple hour drive time in this area. So we'll go turkey hunt, right? We'll come back to the cabin or to the camper hotel and watch NASCAR. It's just their thing. They've always watched it, right? So I grew up hunting with them. So I watch NASCAR. We're in Florida, right? About an hour from Daytona. So we're like, hey, we've killed our birds. Let's go tour Daytona. So we jump in the truck. We get to do that. For a second, I thought about taking the turkeys we killed, threw them in the back to see if the NASCAR would let us spread them out on the track.
Oh,
We didn't do it, but
oh man,
we had an awesome time. And as we were getting ready to leave there, Keith, had mentioned to myself and my uncle how much he appreciated that, right? And it's kind of his final, possibly his final spring to be able to turkey hunt with us. And it meant a lot, and one thing that I didn't get to see through him is we didn't always talk about the Lord, right? And day-to-day conversations, but as we were down there, I got to see Keith, share his testimony. In the morning times, we stayed kind of in this lake area, and he would get up and go on the dock, right, and come back, and he shared with us, "Hey, I talked to God this morning, everything's all right." And we appreciate like I said, he appreciated the opportunity to get to share that one memory with us there in Florida. And we fast forward to a kind of two-part story. Fast forward about 6-7 months, we're getting ready for deer season. Keith's not doing really good at all. We don't deer hunt a ton, but because of the state he's in, we're going deer hunting. So we get into this area, Fort Campbell. It's actually kind of difficult to get in Fort Campbell because of the amount of hunters that are hunting there. And as luck would have it, we all got in an area within probably a half a mile of each other. So Keith sets out to go hunting. I'm going here. My uncle's going this other place, and we have a buddy with us that's hunting the same area that I'm hunting. And I sit down, and within 10 minutes of me sitting down, I hear a gunshot toward where Keith's hunting. And he sent me a text, "Big buck down," right? And I jumped up. I'm like, I can't hunt, right? And the crazy thing about this is Keith, he wasn't really mobile at the time. I mean, he parked his truck on the field. He walked 75 yards to this island in this field and sat in a chair like we're sitting here, not hidden. You can see the truck, and a 130-inch 10-point comes out and he kills him. All right, and Keith went on to be with the Lord about a month after that. And I just think about that, how all those experiences and memories and how much I appreciated those, right? And got to share it with someone like that.
Yeah.
To me, that's what hunting's all about.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Maybe we should let him go last. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What about you, David?
I've got a lot that have are meaningful for me. The one that's probably the most Christian based would be the Hope Outdoor hunt that you and I went on. So Hope Outdoors is a ministry to take physically challenged, mainly kids who usually don't have the opportunity to hunt. A buddy of ours, Shane McBroom, he heads it up in the chapter, I guess is what it is in this area. And so we were able to take a young man out, and that just will always, he was wheelchair bound. We had tripod set up to hold the gun. We had it had a camera on it to where he didn't have to look through the scope. He looked through the camera, which then had the crosshairs. I mean, it was a great setup.
Yeah, it was a mount that you put on it.
So a scope Well, not scope mount, but it's
for your phone.
Yeah.
And so I think your phone went dead. We had to put my phone up there. But what was crazy about
freezing.
Man, it was.
Oh, was
cold.
it?
And he kept kicking his socks off. And,
Yeah.
And so he would be cutting up with me and David in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big ball of joy.
Yeah.
And he was in there cutting up with us. And then we saw some deer. I mean, they were kind of far off, but they were running, and we thought, well, this may go down. We're like, Junior. So why he thought he was going to have a chance, that was the quietest he was the entire time we were in them deer woods on.
Yeah, he did. He got real serious. Didn't get one that day, but it's just kind of like you were saying. I mean, the best experiences are who you're spending the time with, and I mean, it would have been great to have done that, but that's one. I've got a picture that we took, a selfie that we took inside that deer blind. I've got it in my office. So that was just a real special one. But any time that I've been able to take kids out, I took my little cousin, nephew out when he was 10. And I learned a big lesson to just let a kid shoot whatever he wants to shoot. Don't ever deny a kid the opportunity to shoot a deer. It doesn't matter if it's a spike. Yeah. There's something bigger out there. I did that the very first time, and I was like, nope. Next time I'm taking him to the woods, whatever he wants to kill, we're killing it. And he did. And what's crazy is he ended up getting a 10-point that same season. Awesome. So that was unreal. But anytime, I mean, I hunt by myself a lot. And those come and go. Right? I don't. I mean, they're okay, right? I mean, it's fun. I enjoy hunting, but it's always so much better with somebody else. Yeah.
You?
So most of my hunting stories involve a certain older man,
Wayne.
Yeah. So a local man.
You can say his name.
Well, Wayne Webster. Some of you may remember him. He used to have Webster's. Was it Hunting Goods? I think
Sporting
Goods.
Yeah, he had a rattlesnake in there.
Yeah. When I was growing up, he was our youth pastor, and he would take anybody that would want to go hunting. He had all these places that, he had talked to somebody from Memphis or from here, from there. So he would take us hunting. Well, my most memorable story had to do with him and his daughter Terry Ray, and so it was my first turkey. So we were turkey hunting up around Whiteville, and we were down below Whiteville Lake. Well, as we get there, starting to thunder, and Wayne's like, all right, we're going to get in here real quick. We're going to see if we can find something, and we're going to get out. I was like, okay. So we didn't get 50 yards, and we start seeing fresh turkey mess. You start seeing, you're like, oh, yeah, that's fresh. He's like, hey, let's follow this. So we start going through the woods. Like, not a trail, no nothing. You just kind of following turkey crap everywhere. So we're going along.
That sounds like Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're following along, and I'm still new to hunting at this point, and I just gotten some of my first muck boots, and I bought them oversized because, growing up, you're always told buy the next size up because you're gonna grow into them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I'm thumping around in the woods, Wayne's like, shh. So we get to going. Next thing I know, the bottom falls out. Lightning strikes a tree right behind us. I'm talking about I'm carrying the gun. He's not carrying the gun. I'm carrying the gun. And it strikes, and boy, we jet. I'm talking about we duck down, we take off, and it's pouring out, and it's thunder, and it's lightning. And thunderstorm rolled up on us real bad. So he's like, hey, there's a deer stand right up here. So we run right up to this deer stand, and all three of us pile in this little box stand. And we're sitting there, and of course, anybody that's been in a homemade box stand, it's not very quiet if you're moving around in it. You kind of sound like a quarter in a can.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting there, and we're trying to get situated, and Wayne's like, shh, shh, shh. And we're like, what's going on? And all of a sudden he says, look, and all of a sudden you start seeing some black specks coming out. They're coming out of the woods. There's a creek bed, dry creek bed. And they'd followed that around, and I guess we passed them somewhere. And I don't know how we didn't scare them off. But they come up in there, and here they come. And he's like, you see that turkey? And at the time I was wearing glasses. They're all fogged up. And he pointed, he's like, third one from the right or whatever. And I put the bead because he had one of them little hollow sights. And I slammed that joker, and he'd go flopping. Well, there's a couple longbeards in the group. The other take off. Well, then Terry Ray gets her gun up, and he calls, and then they come back, and they're about to start flogging him. So she gets hers. So my first turkey was doubled up with Terry Ray.
That's cool.
Now, when we went and took pictures, Wayne was working because he also did what do you call it? Not construction, but home improvement on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to one of the historic houses in town that he was working on, and we went out in front of in front of the house and laid them open. But if you've ever seen a wet turkey laid open, it don't look too good.
No, it ain't pretty.
It's about the ugliest thing.
Oh yeah,
and it stinks.
Oh yeah. So that was my first turkey. It was with Wayne, and then I mean, from time I was 13, until I was 16, we hunted together. You know, we went over. I didn't do too good in deer hunting. Everybody else did, because like he would be like, "Oh, you're good enough. You're hunting by yourself." And then he would take the other people with him. Well, they would shoot the big deer, and I'm just over here just kind of watching does and bobcats and turkeys run by during deer season.
So me, man, I've been fortunate in the last 5-6 years. I could talk about going to North Dakota and pheasant hunting and finally learning what it's like to bust feathers on a duck. And I could talk about a lot. Sitting in blinds with Michael and Peeve at Reelfoot, breaking ice in a boat, you know, which me and Michael, I didn't want to sound like a sissy, so I kept it to myself, but I was in the front of the boat getting most of the splash. It was freezing by the time it got to me. And I was in the front of that boat just praying. I didn't want to sound like a sissy. We got in that blind and we were loading our gun. Michael goes, man, I ain't never been praying so hard in my life. I said, I'm glad you said something. I was up there praying too. But, you know, I've got two. One happened last year. Dayton and I, my son Dayton, we went, he's got that little lease out here. I'm not going to say where, but we went out and, it was me, him, and one of his little cousins, and we went duck hunting opening day last year, and man, we had some wood ducks coming in at Mach 1,000, son. They were getting it, but the way we were sitting, we couldn't really see them until they were right on us, and by that time, it's too late. Right. And anyways, we had Axe. Axe is a good dog, and so the only thing we got to kill was 2 hooded McAnswers, right? One apiece. And I got to see Axe, his dog, and he trained that dog. Oh, yeah. And we had all these decoys in the water hole in front of us, and Axe was just kind of snaking through it. And I never seen that before. And it was just, and Dayton being proud. And I was proud of him because, you know, he trained this dog. And so we're going to try it again next weekend. Hopefully you can make it. And the other one is me and David. Went out to the farm. Like we said, we got, you know, Amanda calls it our yearly date or whatever, but we went out to his farm, and was it the year that we set up the blinds for Hope Outdoors, or was it the next year? We went out to your farm.
It was the next year.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to think of which story you're talking about, but now I know.
Yeah. It may have been just the one where he's just like, one of the times is like, hey, you want to go? Well, bet that. Let's go. So we get out there. We get out there pretty early. It was warm that day. Mm-hmm. It was in December. It was like 60 degrees. And so he carries me to, this is before you had the platform. So the stand was still there, the one that Amy was hunting at.
The ladder stand.
Yeah. And you carried me to it, and you're like, hey, I didn't have a rangefinder. And you're like, I have an extra one, but I can tell you it's 150 yards to that mound, 200 and something yards to this mound, and the edge of that field was like 400 and something yards, wasn't it? So we're sitting there, and coyotes are running everywhere, and I sent him a video of this little young 8-point, like he's grunting and bumping does. I'm like, dude, it's 60 degrees out here, but you know, he's trying to find a lady friend. He sees, that was the first year you saw that trash 6-point or 7-point, had that weird horn or whatever. Yeah. We were texting back and forth about that. And I don't know, it was about like 4:30, 4:45. I'm looking around, and at the edge of the field where he said it was about 400 yards, I just see horns step out. I could see a nose and horns. And I was like, if I can see those with my naked eye. So I got to look, and the sun was just perfect where it was shining on them horns too.
Yeah, it was glowing.
So I put them old binoculars on them. I text David. I said, dude, there's a shooter out here. He said, get him. I said, He's on the far edge of that field. Like, oh, I'm not going to try to shoot him. Well, that little young buck was chasing does, and he had started chasing up towards that big buck. And I've never seen bucks fight. He sent me video in person. He sent me videos. Michael sent me videos. I've never seen it in person. Well, that little buck knelt down that head. I thought, here we go. I'm going to get this, because I always prayed, Lord, if nothing else, let me see something in your creation I've never seen before. And I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to get a shot at him. I'm going to get to watch him spar. And he starts walking that big buck, and that big buck just kind of tilts his head down. He don't go all the way down. And that little buck said, no, I don't want none of that. And he takes off. Well, the doe he had been bumping, she took about 20 steps closer to me. And he was probably about 5-10 yards from her when he stopped. And I text David and I said, I'm not real sure how far he is, but I think I can hit him. He's like, you think so? And I'm like, I'm going to try it anyways. I mean, he's far enough away that if I miss, it's really not going to spook him. And then I can be like, well, I took too long of a shot, right? So I'm sitting in the stand and I'm trying to put my arms on the rail and I can't really get him in there. So I had to stand up in the stand to get him. That's how, because the way he was standing in the field or whatever. And at this time I've been watching him. So I'm not afraid to say that I had a little adrenaline. My heart was pumping, because this is fever. This is going to be the biggest deer I've killed. And, so I get up there and that dude's doing all this, So I put it down, I set it down on the rail and I hear my daddy's voice in my head. This is part of the reason why it means so much to me too. Aim long, aim wrong, aim small, miss small. I hear him like this little mantra I'm saying in my head. So I start breathing in, trying to calm myself. I'm still amped up a little bit. I raise that rifle up and I just start saying it to myself and I take a half a breath. I squeeze that trigger. I put them crosshairs right on his back. I squeeze that trigger. That shot was far enough that after it all rattled my brains, because I shoot a 308. I seen that deer just rear end do like that, and then he just sat down. I text David, I smoked him. He's like, did you? I'm like, yes, I did. And I said, he's picking his head up. He said, well, shoot him again. Well, now it's closer to 5. There's not a lot of light. I can see his head going up and down, but I can't see his body. I'm like, he's not like scooting off anywhere. He's just picking his head up, setting it back down, picking his head up, setting it back down. David's like, oh, he's dead. And so we sit there till dark and David walks and gets in the mule and I can hear him. And he comes and so he gets to the bottom of the stand. Now I'm really jacked up, right? So I'm handing stuff down to him. And then I go to walk down the stand, it's me shaking and everything. And he's like, you know where he's at? And I said, man, that tree right there. And he said, okay. I said, head towards that tree and we'll run right into him. So we're just talking, just shooting a breeze or whatever. And I look up and I said, oh, Dave, you got to go a little bit to the right. Well, by that time he turns to the right and that dude tries to get up. I said, there he is. He said, oh, he was a shooter. Son, I done already jacked another shell in there. I jump off before he even stops. I'm like, he ain't getting away. And I circle him. I'm like, and I'm hoping David doesn't run this way. So I'm circling the buck. And for me to maybe that light, maybe a little bit further, not far.
A little bit further, maybe, but not far. Yeah.
I didn't even aim in the scope. That's how close I was. I just went boom when I did. He gave up the ghost. So then we're like a bunch of teenagers out there. Oh yeah, we're doing high five and everything. We're all amped up. And we there's a place that he takes them to gut them. He takes them over there towards the barn. So we throw this Clydesdale in the back because he was a tall deer.
So first off, he was
330, 340, somewhere around there.
Yeah, shot. Free-handed, standing up in the stand, because the way those little ladder stands are, that little rail, it's good for shooting down, but not out.
Well, not only that, and it kind of had a lean to it, so I had to lean a little forward. So free-handed, I smoked that dude.
Uncle Sam taught you well.
Yes, he did.
Right? Yeah.
And Daddy. And after I got contacts, I didn't miss no more. I missed deer a lot when I was younger. Anyways, we get them back and we roll them over, and I'm like, you can see a knot right here. I said, David, you see this knot? And he's like, yeah. He's like, surely it ain't that bullet. And it was, man, where I had shot him the second time.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
It was a perfect straight line. So I cut kill shot at him.
Yeah.
I still got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the other one, I should have aimed a little lower. At that far, it didn't drop. I spined him. Now, I mean, he wasn't going nowhere because I sure enough spined him.
Yeah.
And we could have waited a few more minutes. He probably, because there was blood everywhere. He would have bled out. But so we cut that out. And then what was pretty cool is I took it to the local taxidermist. We all know who he is. Well, Tim Rixey.
Yeah.
And I had to chop his head off. It was a long story about the guy who called me a bad word on the telephone because I wanted the deer head and I wanted to leave the body at the processor. And he called me, my little girl's in the car, Allison's in the car with me or truck with me. He calls me a wordy dirt. I'm like, well, I ain't bringing nothing to you. So I took it to Daddy's and we cut them up, got the sweet meat and everything out of them. And I took the head by Tim's and I call him. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, man. Call him. He's giving me the runaround. And one day David calls me. He's like, hey, man, you at home? I said, yeah. He said, all right, I got something for you. This joker brings me the Euro mount to that deer. He done went behind me and talked to Tim. And,
Tim was trying not to say anything to you. You couldn't figure out why you weren't getting information out of Tim.
I was like, man, I want my deer, bro. But the only regret I have of that is I wish we'd have caped him. And the only reason being is he was like 18 and some quarter inches wide. He didn't have a lot of mass, but he wasn't too skinny. But he had a blonde patch over one of his eyes.
That's crazy.
And I wish now I had mounted him just for that. But we acted like teenagers.
Yeah.
We're in our mid 40s, hooping and hollering and carrying on. But, it's always a good time to go hunting with your friends, especially friends that share the same faith.
Right.
And I always enjoy it. I always enjoy going duck hunting and stuff with Michael and fishing with them and deer hunting with you. And I'm gonna get the opportunity. Nathan is down now. I need to get him a deer rifle. I told him to borrow one from Daddy until he knew there's no sense in spending that kind of money until you know exactly what you want. But I've been having a lot of fun with the cameras. You do cameras. Y'all do. I've never done cameras. Nate bought cameras. It's almost addictive. It's worse than Facebook,
addicting.
dude. I doom scrolled on cam pictures.
Every time it's like, every time something hits it.
I have as much fun with cameras, I think, as I do the actual hunt.
Yeah.
Right. It's the anticipation that gets built up, right? You're looking for that same deer over and over. And it's pretty fun.
Yeah. All I do is deer hunt. I don't turkey hunt. I don't duck hunt. That that's my happy place. So I don't know about you. If you had to pick any of them,
definitely the spring turkey.
Spring turkey. That's it.
Spring.
So turkey hunting's my thing.
So what is it? What is it that just? And I've heard that it's like, don't get in it, man. Because once you do, you'll
be hooked.
So what's the biggest thing for you? What is it you enjoy the most?
I think for me, the interaction you have with turkeys.
Yeah.
Right. You don't get that with deer. So just setting up on a turkey and calling to them, right? Interacting with them, the gobble. I don't know. It drew me in. That was one thing. That was the first animal that I killed as a kid was a turkey as well. So that might have had some impact on me. Right. And then I think that next fall, I probably started deer hunting. But turkey was kind of my first true love, if you will.
So with me with turkey hunting, I didn't do it until I was 40. Man, me and Amanda got married. She had Dayton and Allison. I call them my kids. They are my kids. I love them like that. They're mine. And so to kind of help bridge that gap, I got that lease out there. We called it the Ponderosa. I hate that we lost it. And that's how I got into it. But to me, you're tricking
You're reversing Mother Nature.
Yeah, you're tricking his natural instinct.
That's right.
To be like, I'm Big Daddy, come to me. And you're like, no, you come to me.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're in the woods, in the canopy, and I've had this before I even killed my first turkey. I had this happen several times. I get in that canopy and they're close. You can feel it, or and it's like rattling your chest.
Yeah.
Do you think buck fever is a thing?
Yeah.
That turkey fever, son. I don't know what you would call it, but oh my Lord. But
I'm a teenager every time. Every hunt.
Dude, I
little
shake.
girl.
Oh, well, here's another memorable.
Here's
another memorable, and it's dealing with turkey. Dayton and I. So this turkey season, he took his mama, and she did her hunter safety and all that, because we're in a stage of life now where our kids are grown, and I enjoy that stuff, and so she wants to do it too. Plus, Amy and her friends, Amy loves it, and so she's trying to figure it out. So he's been dying to take her turkey hunting. They double opening morning. Smack 'em, son. He's got it on video. It's pretty cool. And so the following Sunday, he and I go, and shout out to his grandfather for letting me go with him. But we're sitting in this blind. I mean, we're as close as you and I are right now. And it's Sunday afternoon. It's hot. It's hot in that little rubber tent. And I remember texting Michael, and he's like, what's going on? Or Michael texted me. And so I raised the phone up, and there was a bunch of hens in front of us. He said, oh, it won't be long. And about 5 minutes later, I sent him a picture of that Tom that I smoked.
Yeah.
But what was cool about that is we didn't even know he was there. And he went, and it was like, it shook the whole tent. I was like, Dayton was like, that's him. I said, I know, I'm looking for him. And this was the first. I had killed a Jake before. I called him in on my own. I'm proud of him. Michael kind of picked at me a little bit, but guess what? He ate just as good as a gobbler.
Yeah, he did.
And I say he picked. That's what friends do, right? And but I called him. I was by myself. Called him in by myself. Ronnie Falk told me, if he acts like a big bird, treat him like a big bird. So I smoked him. But this one, when I looked out they were coming from my left. And I looked out the window, and there was 3 of them. I said, Dayton, there's 3. So I was hoping we'd get to double again. But I ain't gonna lie, I picked the biggest one out of the bunch. I didn't shoot the first bird. I shot the second one. There was 2 birds. We didn't know there was a third one. The third one was actually the bigger of the 3, but in my mind, I saw a bigger bird, and I was like, yeah, sorry, Dayton. So I smoked them with those guns that we won at the turkey banquet. So each one of those 50-year anniversary guns, the 410, the 20, and the 12, all got blood on them now. And I smoked them, and then we were like I think he was more excited that I killed that turkey than I was.
Yeah.
And I was pretty excited. If you ever do it, you're gonna be hooked. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I know. That's the problem. I mean, I love deer hunting. My thing is, so I'm in the nursery and greenhouse business. Spring and spring is our money making time, right? And so way back in the day, in my younger years, I owned my own business, and it was, I mean, I was married to that business, and I just never felt like I could pull away. Well, so then by the time deer season came around in the winter, fall was always busy too, but that was just my time to decompress. And that was just, so it was good because, like, I know that's duck and turkey is all action packed. I was looking for an escape. I was looking for just solitude. And so that's why, I mean, I think I would love it, but I was like, you know what? Deer's my thing. Our whole family hunts. That's real special to me, and I don't need another vice. I got enough irons in the fire as it is.
I can't get enough of them.
Yeah,
same.
But like, so tell us about your family now. Kind of introduce your family to everybody, because we're talking about family hunting. I know you've got little ones, and eventually,
absolutely. So
hopefully they'll be hunting, right?
That's right. Yeah. Sooner than later, I hope. So my wife and I have 2 daughters, Emerson, who is a 3-year-old, and then Everly, who is 10 months and about to start running, I think, before she walks. So they're a little bit too young to get out yet and put in the deer stand or in the turkey woods. But what I do enjoy doing, especially with Emerson now, is the plot work, right? Setting cameras out, doing scouting, getting them out like that. And yeah, I cannot wait to the day to be able to take her on our first turkey hunt.
Yeah.
Deer hunt too, but turkey hunting is kind of my thing, like I said. So super excited for that. I got that opportunity to do that with my younger brother. I got to take him on his first turkey hunt, and that is one of my most memorable hunts as well. So I look forward to passing that on to the family, to the kids.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
You and Mark get to do a lot of hunting together.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough. You invited Dayton and I to you and Mark's dove.
Yeah.
He's chomping at the bits to get me to Fort Campbell.
Show
me where we're going to go. Yeah.
We're doing it.
He said, you got to stop by the shop.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that because Nathan has killed one deer. It was with me. He spined it too. Smoked that deer. I got it on video. I have to show you later. He hit it so hard it bounced off the ground 3 times before it quit bouncing. But it was pretty cool, And so I'm looking forward to that. And then he's got 2 younger sons, and I'm hoping they both do, maybe one. But you and Mark have gotten to do that all his life,
Right.
Yeah.
and so I'm jealous is not a good word, but I'm envious that you got to do that. Because I know how close I am to Nate. How many years are apart? You and
We're
Mark?
7 years apart.
Okay, so me and Nate are only 4, and I think it's pretty cool. Take your little brother.
Yeah.
It is awesome. I'll talk to that too some. David had mentioned earlier, kind of an escape, right? Get away from the worries of the world, right? And I think that a lot of us can, attest to that. For me growing up, my dad didn't hunt as much. My grandfather's hunted some, but not much either. Bird hunted, and when I was a kid, we didn't have quails. I think quail kind of went away.
Yeah.
So I was blessed though to have some uncles. My mom's brothers both were big into hunting, and so they got me into hunting. And as I became old enough to start to hunt by myself, you'll appreciate this, JP. My dad was deploying, and he had several deployments during kind of that 4 or 5 year period. I'd say between I was 10 and maybe 15, 16. So it was an escape for me to get out and not think about that, not think about everything associated to that. And it grew my love for hunting, right? And I got to pass that on to Mark, like we were just talking about. So super special, super blessed, to be able to experience that. Take a negative and turn it into a positive, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know it's when you do start taking your girls and is two it? Or y'all?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hey, you got to be like our great grandfather, right? Starling, man,
Yeah.
10 or 11 kids.
I think if you ask my wife,
I've talked about it on this podcast. I wouldn't mind having a yard full.
yeah.
I don't know that I want 9.
Yeah.
He said
but-
6.
Yeah,
I'm like, dang, bro.
But I mean, I don't know. I just always like that thought of a family get-togethers being so many. I've always enjoyed it.
I mean, there's scripture talking about
Be fruitful and multiply.
well, not I mean that too, but talking about a man's quiver being full.
Yeah.
And shooting. I mean, he's talking about his children shooting them,
Right.
as arrows.
Putting them into the world.
Yeah.
Since I got another question for y'all, and anytime y'all got a question, y'all can jump. I know you had like 50 million of them over
No,
there.
I just got this things I want to make sure I cover.
All right. So, how does being in the woods or in a duck blind, whatever, how does that affect your sense of connection to God? You can answer.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this may sound a little crazy, but I think it's the question can be flipped on its head. How can you not see the connection to God when you see the world, awaken, and you get to experience God's beauty and glory? It's like nothing else, and it's a peace that you can't find anywhere else, or at least I haven't been able to find anywhere else. So I mean, my connection to God, when I go, there's not a hunt that I don't sit in the deer stand or sit in a turkey blind or a duck blind and, just admire the glory that he's given us and look up, right, and tell him how much I appreciate that. So,
yeah, when especially in a deer stand, right, you've got a lot more quiet time, I guess,
right.
or of
Solitude,
inactivity,
yeah.
where you're not, calling or doing.
Right.
I guess you could be, but I don't. You just sit there, and I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, every morning gives you something new. It's the sunset, the fogs, the stars. If you're hunting it in the evening time, I mean, everything about it. And and I'm not going to try to find it, but Scripture says that creation speaks of God. It proves God is existence, and I hope I never take it for granted. I hope I don't ever get tired of that and seeing that. Um, we've had, and just to kind of, let's see, we can take it for granted because not everybody gets those opportunities to be out in nature like that. So much so that like I had a connect party. We had a connect get together at our house one time. We live out in the country. No street lights. And we had a cookout or whatever. Everybody's in the backyard. And one guy just could not stop looking up at the sky. I mean, it was a clear night, stars just everywhere, right? And he was just like, I don't get to see this at my house. Living in town, trees, street lights, everything's bright, even at night. And and I don't know why, but ever since then, even at my own house, I'll since that day, I'll be like, I make sure that I'm looking up, and just thanking God for what He has given us and how great it is, right? And so even more so in the deer woods. I mean, if that's what we can see in our backyard, I mean, if you haven't hunted, if you're not a hunter, it is truly something magnificent. Yeah.
I don't know the science behind this study, but I was watching a hunting show here in the last week or two, and one of the sponsors of that show was Tinks, Tinks 69 cent or whatever.
That's the only dope he'd about.
That's it. They'll as a sponsor, they'll throw up like fun facts, and one of the fun facts was 87% of hunters believe in God. Was a fun fact they showed up.
Really?
And you consider what we're talking about now, right? You ask the question, how could you not?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not draw closer to God or have that connection when you get to see the world awaken and experience what hunting and the outdoors brings? Pretty neat.
That's a cool stat.
Yeah.
You mind if I
I've
go
never
before
thought
you?
about it.
Go ahead.
So that's one thing I like, because it's always, so you remember as a soldier, I used to tell you the coldest part of the day would be right before the sun rises, right? And that's a true fact, son. But what's cool about that moment when you're in the woods, when you're not, hugged up against a metal Bradley or or a Humvee, right? If you're doing something you actually enjoy, not that we didn't enjoy our service, but or sitting in a deer blind or a deer stand or hearing those gobbles right before the sun rises, is everything's kind of quiet for a minute, right? And it gets like, I think it gets real still. The wind's not really blowing at that moment. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's not.
Right.
It's real quiet. And then that sun kind of breaks just a little bit. And, you can start seeing some light coming through the woods. And sometimes there's frost. Like I told on one episode, I like seeing the frost because it looks like diamond, with the sunlight beaming off of it. But then you start hearing the little sparrows or whatever shuffling around in the bushes or whatever, and they're chirping, and it's just
waking up, coming to life.
Yeah, it's just like God's like, all right, good morning, everybody. And squirrels start running around. And they start getting on your nerves about 30 minutes after that, because you think there's a herd of deer coming through, and it's like
5 minutes.
But it's just that brief moment, like you said, and he's waking them up, right? Right before that, you see all the animals that are normally out at night, you see them go to bed, right? And then all the animals that spend time during the day are waking up. And that's my favorite part of it. A funny story is, here's how I really am connected with God. I walk into the woods in the dark, no flashlight.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll use a red lens if I don't really know where I'm going. Like the other day, I wasn't familiar where that house blind was on Nathan's farm. And so I use a red lens light. Now, a red lens light, it's not going to,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Not much illumination.
No. And so I've really got it pointed at my feet so I don't trip, fall, break my neck, because, man, they're going to come out there, Nathan works nights. He's in bed asleep. But it's walking in the dark, especially like in those bottoms out here and stuff. And Amanda showed me a TikTok of this dude who's walking through the woods. And he's like, Jesus loves me. Yes, I know. Yeah. And then he kind of stops and he goes, what was that? And then he takes off running.
Yeah.
So walking in the woods, I'm not gonna lie, I carry a sidearm when I go in the woods, because it made no sense to me to try to find something in the dark in a scope, right? So my sidearm or my pistol has those Everglow sights, so I can see where I'm pointing.
That's watching too many scary movies as a kid right there.
I guess I wasn't allowed to watch them. I think it's just Amanda says I'm paranoid about everything, right? So
no,
anyways,
if you had never had the hair stand up on the back of your head, on the back of your neck when you're walking through the woods at night, and you get those kind of creepy feelings, you're like, you're telling a lie, because I'm the same way. I mean, Jesus loves me.
Well, the whole time I'm praying, okay, Lord, keep me safe.
Yeah, that's
keep
right.
I'm just beep off.
I mentioned earlier about quail or jumping a covey of quail
dude,
in the dark.
Dude.
Maybe I'm glad we don't have quail here.
Hey, you'll pee yourself. So you say that. I was walking in the woods where Brian Peeper and I hunt. And I was walking in the woods, and there's a long walk from where I parked my truck to where that platform blind that Mark and them made me, And so I'm walking down there, and I hear something like scurrying around. I'm like, that ain't a deer. I'm like, what is that? And I get a little nervous. And I didn't have. Normally, I'll have it in my hand. Yes, I have it in my hand when I'm my pistol in my hand when I'm walking in the dark.
Coming out.
Hey, it is what it is. It didn't make sense for me to try to get it out of my pocket or out of my belt loop, right?
Yeah.
And especially when you got all them clothes on. And so this time I didn't. I had it tucked in one of my hunting jackets. I had it tucked in there, and I'm just because I'm running a little late. I'm trying to, my tubby self is trying to run down this road to get into deer blind, and I hear something scurrying, and I start getting a little nervous. I'm like, that ain't a deer. I don't know what that is. And so I'm like trying to find, because I do have a flashlight in my backpack in case we shoot a deer, it gets dark, we're looking for blood. And I reach back there and get it, and I click the white light on. That's how nervous I am. And when I do, there's a skunk from me to that door, and I cut that light off. And I got real steep.
Yeah, that's right. Just mosey on.
And then he got close enough I could smell him. And I was like, please don't spray me. Please don't spray me. Please don't spray me. Which I guess the deer wouldn't have sent me then.
They've been looking for the skunk too.
But yeah, I just want to tell that's a pretty funny TikTok. Jesus. Yeah. What about you, man?
So I'm gonna tell this funny story before I say it. So y'all are talking about getting scared. So I was I was probably a teenager, probably 15 about this time. I wasn't driving yet. But Wayne after a certain point would let me go. He's like, you go to this stand, and I'm gonna take so and so to the stand. So I'd go down the stand. It was a box stand. I've been to it 100 times. I knew where it was. I think I even helped put it up. I don't even know. But anyway, so I'm going to it. I'm walking. I got my own backpack with my little what we call them, licky chewies and everything, and I'm going up, and I got the rifle on my shoulder, and I'm coming up, and I like they're not. It's not a ladder; it's steps. He built steps on it. So I start going up the steps. I start hearing scurrying. I'm like, what is that? Well, when you go to open the door, you have to be in the box, and I'm just thinking like it. It's probably like a squirrel on the ground eating 2x4 or something. I don't know. So to open the door, you got to be back from it. So your face is at the floor. I open that joker up.
Hold on. Before. See, you're thinking, it's just a squirrel. In my mind, it's chupacabra in my deer stand.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, so I open the door, and a flying squirrel. I didn't even know we had them around this park. Jumped straight out at my face, and I about fell off them ladders or the steps because I leaned way over, and the only thing holding on was the door, and he flew off, and he hit that ground. He took off. Scared the day. I about pulled that rifle out on him.
Oh my gosh,
dude! I've been walking on air.
Yeah.
But after that, it was all good. He was out of there. But
did you have to clean your shorts out?
No. Thankfully, I made sure before I went hunting because, like, well, like I tell you what, if you ever had to use the bathroom around Wayne, you gonna hold it.
Oh, yeah.
That or he had a Powerade. He had a Powerade bottle. He'd hand it to you, face the corner.
Yeah.
But anyway, just like you said, when you wake up in the mornings, my favorite hunting is turkey hunting. I'll be honest. I mean, nothing makes your heart stop pounding like if you're just sitting by a creek and you start hearing that joker gobble right across of it, and he's loud.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you sit down against a tree, you're just kind of waiting for them to come off the roost. And you're sitting there and you hear that first bird chirp a little bit, and they all kind of start singing along. They start waking up too, and then all of a sudden you see that sunlight hit that tree line, and it's just but when we were in basic, I remember like it was the best sunsets when we were in basic. Like you could look up, and there might be clouds in the sky, but it was the prettiest sunsets. And I don't know if that's because we're going through tough times or whatever, but it was the prettiest. So when I go hunting, that's what I see.
Yeah.
I love to see the sunrises and the sunsets.
This joker said tough times. He had a cell phone. We got to call home every weekend.
No. That is not true.
That's not true.
That is not true. Hey, he was with me. He can
I do remember those sunsets.
Yes, they were the prettiest. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But just hearing the animals start scurrying around. But I'm gonna be honest. If you ever go turkey hunting, it's addicting.
Yeah.
Because it can be, I'll tell you, this is another funny story. I'll make it quick too.
No, you don't have to.
So when I would go hunt with Wayne, especially turkey hunting, there was one spot we normally went to because it was a larger area. So we could kind of move around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every morning, unless we knew where turkeys were, we'd go to this one field and we'd sit in it. Well, he'd drink his coffee and he's like, I'm going to take a nap. He had a little bench in the back. And he'd take a nap. And next thing you know, you hear, and you're like, dude, we ain't seeing no turkeys. And no joke, one morning, it was a flock of hens come right by the door, and he is snoring away. I'm being dead serious, and they're not paying him no mind. No, I'm talking about they just walk right by the door, come right out in front of us in the field. And I try to easy as I can. I mean, it's pretty dark in there, but easy as I can, I grab his pants, I start shaking him. And he's like, what? And he's being loud, shh. I was like, there's turkeys in the field. He said, what are they? I was like, there's a few hens. And I was like, but they're kind of looking back. So he leans up, and what happens? That the little platform he had broke.
Oh.
it fell down. And those turkeys kind of peeked up, and they started looking around. And I was like, don't move. And he sat there for a second, and then they went back to kind of pecking. So finally, we had fold-out chairs like this, just kind of. He gets up there, and no joke, here comes a gobbler. And it wasn't Jake, but it wasn't a very big Tom either. So he comes on out. He gets out there, and then he's like, all right, get the gun. So I start pulling the gun out, and I'm trying to get out of the window. And I it wasn't dark, but it was, you got daylight, but in the thing it's dark. And I wasn't paying enough attention. And the magazine tube hits the window. And that joker got skittish and took off. And I was like, he starts hounding me about it.
And isn't that always the case though? Like he crashes, hits the floor inside of it, and then nobody bats an eye. And then as soon as you think, you make one little.
It's like they hear that metallic sound. They're like, oh, I know what that is.
Know,
y'all need to quit talking about noises because man, they'll be like, JB got mad at me because I took the book and I didn't get mad at
pages.
Dude, you're so loud. It sounded like she was slamming metal against each other. I'm like, golly.
But well, I was just gonna say the reason why I say I love turkey hunting is because you can sit in a blind and you can sit there all day if you want to, or you can get up and you can go chase them.
Yeah.
With deer, you're not gonna chase deer.
Yeah. David Ray stalks them.
I'm not good enough to stalk. I'm gonna have to get some moccasins.
Yes, he used to have these Indian. He may still have moccasin boots, dude. I'm telling you,
I believe that.
And he would stock them.
Yeah.
My daddy, he bad to the bone when it
I tried in my younger years. Impatient, right? You see
Oh,
I
yeah.
like nothing's in my field, but I can see one 700 yards away. I'm like, I'm going after him. It never works. Never works.
So you brought up Benning, both of y'all. So, in one of probably the ugliest places I have been in my entire life. It wasn't always ugly, but in the Iraq desert. In Iraq, we were in northern Iraq. I've told you this before, and I've got some really good photos that if I could ever get this Dell computer to turn on, I want to get off. But they were probably the prettiest sunrises and sunsets I've ever seen, like a purple and pink that you don't get here.
Yeah.
And I think it's because here you got all, the machinery and everything going on. That, and I wasn't living my life right. I was talking to him a lot over there. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I still wasn't living right. And those were those little moments, like he's like, "I got you," and so that
I could appreciate. And we're talking about in the mornings though, or something. But Saturday, I appreciated it getting dark because I didn't have enough clothes on, and the wind was kicking, and it got a lot colder than I thought it was going to get. And when the sun goes down, everything goes to sleep. The wind, it's amazing. I mean, that wind was blowing. I don't know, it was 15-mile-an-hour wind straight out of the north. It was. I mean, I was frozen because I was like, it's hot. It was at 2 o'clock,
and you
and then all of a sudden,
flippy floppies and shorts,
nearly, almost, and it always does calm down at dark, but that was like one of the times I appreciated it the most.
Yeah.
And I mean, it went from that to a dead calm, and it was just, I mean, so it's just amazing. I mean, God's creation is amazing. I wanted to kind of segue into something though. Have you got something?
I got one more question.
Okay, all right.
You can segue, unless
not a
perfect.
segue. Just kind of, I'm just kind of changing directions.
So, I got one more question, and then again, I see you got questions and stuff. So feel free to. So my question here is, how does ethical hunting and respect for wildlife go hand in hand for you, especially being a man of God, right? We're supposed to do things. Scripture says, "Do everything
for the Lord."
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not saying well, I mean, he gave us dominion over animals.
Right. Yeah.
So
that was immediately what I was thinking of.
So how does ethical hunting and respect for wildlife kind of go hand in hand for you?
I think for me, if you ask any hunter, avid hunter, they're as much of a conservationist as they are a hunter, right? They put more back into the environment, right, or their ecosystem that they're hunting in, be it a bottom for ducks or a duck hole or plots for deer. I spend a heck of a lot more money to eat that turkey or deer than I could just go to the store and buy, right?
Yep.
You invest in that, and so as a part of that, right, a good person is gonna make sure that they follow ethics and morals that they have as a conservationist, right? So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, we're called to. I mean, we're called to be stewards, and I know. I kind of thought this might come up because, in my opinion, it might not seem like it around here, but there's a lot of anti-hunters, anti-hunting people that just think we're like all they think about. I think they think we're like Wild Bill Hickok sitting on a train, just blasting everything that goes right, just with no ethical or moral compass to it. But that is completely not the case. Like, we hadn't talked about it, but I love deer meat.
Oh yeah.
I'm not shooting an animal strictly for sport, although it is a lot of fun, right? We've established that. But I don't turkey hunt, but I love to eat it. So if you ever need to get rid of it, bring it my way.
I got a couple of breasts I need to give away.
You do? Oh
yeah.
Come on, brother. I'll do it. But I mean, so part of that, you got quotas, respecting quotas,
right.
Is part of wildlife management. And heck, if we're not doing it, then Mother Nature will. We're riddled with CWD right now, and that is God's way of population control. Once it gets, too heavy, disease is going to set in, right? But the whole point is to manage numbers, and if we have too many of something, they're going to raise the quota. If we don't have enough, then TWRA or whatever wildlife, whatever state agency is going to set those quotas by the county almost. Region anyway. So yeah, it's very much a very responsible sport, and I think it gets a bad rap just because people don't understand really what we're doing.
You got a few bad eggs, like in everything, right? You got a few bad eggs, and they pay attention to that. I think another reason, I just kind of want to touch on that anti-hunter, Disney.
Yeah.
They paint a picture. Yeah. They paint a picture of wildlife that is not true. Right. A deer will have what we call a yearling. And before she comes into estrus, or right when she comes into estrus, she's got a yearling. What does she do? She's mean to it. She kicks and bites at it. She runs it off. And I've seen that. I actually felt bad for a yearling one time because one doe put a whooping on this yearling, but they're mean to them, right? There's only a certain period of time, whatever animal it may be, that it's with the mother. Now, here's the thing. Other than foxes, there's a few other animals maybe that mate for life. I've never seen, and they call those kittens, right? Baby foxes. I've never seen, nor have I ever heard of a mama daddy animal walking with their children, right? Birds do it for a little while, right? They help,
right?
But they kick it out, and they kick them out of the nest pretty quick. Like, go on, I'm tired of giving you my food. It's not a family unit like what we are, and Disney and Hollywood has spun that. And tugging at the heartstrings. But I realized, so I didn't really, I hunted a little bit in my teens. My dad was big into it, and I tried it, and I wasn't very successful because I was missing everything that I shot at. And I've missed more deer than I've killed, right? But then I realized, hey, I need glasses, and got taught the fundamentals. David Ray, Daddy, we call him David Ray or Papa Bear. He taught me fundamentals. The military teaches you fundamentals. And so in my 40s, because I didn't deer hunt, or maybe I started a little bit right before I got out when I was hunting. But what I appreciated was I was listening to certain podcasts, hunting podcasts and stuff like that. And like what you said, these men were putting more back into it, right? Like, some of these hunters know more about the animal than the people who are protesting killing them, right? And they have a more of appreciation for this animal than the person that's trying to keep it from being what God intended, food for us. And so through that process, I now support a lot of conservation organizations. One of them is the Teddy Roosevelt. Just because the more I learn about these organizations, they're not anti-hunting. They're pro. I mean, this is a renewable resource, and they're pro keeping that renewable, right? And so I see that as being a good steward. He gave us domain over them. They're for food and pleasure, as in watching them. I don't mean, like mowing a whole bunch of them down going, yeah, baby, like them Looney Tune cartoons or anything, But it is, I watch him most of the time, because especially if I'm by myself. Now, if he's a sure enough swamp donkey, he's going down. But if he's a kind of a decent deer, I think about pulling that trigger, because then I got to drag him. And then I got to cut them, and I got to do all this. I'd just rather watch them. But so that's how I think it goes hand in hand. What about you?
So I think, just like y'all have been saying, conservation, in Genesis, the Lord brings every kind of animal before Adam to be named. And so, that kind of passes down to us, not to name, but to take care of. We around here necessarily we're not throwing up neighborhoods each and everywhere, and like some other places, which is not bad. I understand people need places to live, but there's a lot of people that have hunting land, like they don't do anything but hunt on it, and that's for wildlife to roam free. There's a lot of places around here. The state of Tennessee has what's it called?
WMAs.
Yeah, WMAs, but there's also like if you have farmland, if you keep it up to a certain
CRP,
so you put it in CRP for certain native wildlife. But we, like it says, we're to take care of these animals. Well, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard of hunters, they take an animal, but it was hobbling, or if you look, I learned from a young age. If one side of its horns or its antlers were really messed up and tangled, then on the back side it had a wound, and it came true. You'd always see them, but I mean you don't want them to live their life, suffering because either maybe a predator got after them or whatever. But and I mean the population, when it gets overpopulated, then the foliage that they eat is all going to be even less for each one. So, we've got to keep them in check. And I mean, what better way to eat them?
Yeah. I mean, that's my philosophy. But I mean, that's when disease comes in, and that's what we're dealing with deer in our area right now. It's overpopulated. Unfortunately, we are trophy hunting, and so we're letting a lot pass. I mean, it blows me away. We can kill 3 doe every day of the season.
Yeah. And we don't.
Well, yeah. I mean, I pick a couple for the freezer, and that's it. But there's programs out there called Hunters for the Hungry where you can donate. Yep. And you just take it to the processor and drop it off. I mean, that's all you got to do. So,
management standpoint, that's not a good idea though. To not right. And we don't. I mean, I told you the story. I'm not going to say where I was or who I was with, but dude pulls up. He's like, hey, my name's so-and-so. And he's like, I just want to let you know, all we do is kill big bucks. I'm old school. We don't kill does. And I told the person when he walked off or drove off, I'm like, dude, this is your land. And right now the ratio to buck and doe is outrageous. What it should be almost 1-to-1, right? 1 buck, maybe 1 to 2. I can't remember exactly what it shouldn't be.
It's way off. Yeah.
Like that farm that Peep and I, there's a group of 19 doe.
Yeah.
That's just one group.
Yeah.
There's not even bucks in there you're talking about.
No, that's just one group walking through, and then you'll see 3 or 4 doe here and there. David's farm.
Yeah.
And the bukus of does.
Yeah. And the guy who farms our land is so frustrated. I mean, there's people out there who for hire just to keep the deer population under control because it's ravaging crops. He's like, I'm never planting soybeans on your farm again. He said, I can't afford to, and not to mention, that, but the CWD, I mean, is ridiculous. And it's all because of overpopulation. And so we need to do a better job.
I think we ought to kill them before the rut though. I mean, either way, you're not having a buck born if you kill them before the rut, but you could potentially after the rut be killing one
that's pregnant
with a buck.
Yeah.
Just me personally on a management standpoint, it would make more sense to shoot them before they got bred.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you? I mean, you got a segue, so I mean, I would. To me, that just seems like a.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're called to be stewards. We're called as man. We are to take care of this earth that God has given us dominion over, and that means to be responsible for it. And so I think, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of feeling a little more convicted, so I'm going to go kill some more does. But donate. I'm not leaving them dead. I'm donating them to Hunters for the Hungry or whatever. But it is for population control. But
Brother Jimmy wants a doe.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people who want it, and so we need to look at those kind of opportunities. But I think we just need to look at it. I mean, it is for fun. We do enjoy it, but I think we do need to keep in mind what or not the ethical, but the stewardship part of it, you know. But no, what I was wanting to talk about. So, no. So this is, I hear the people talk about how, I mean, we talked about it. We see God's creation. We thank God for all this, right?
I got a feeling I know where you're going with this.
Right. And, you know, so we'll joke to some people who may have missed church, you know, because they were hunting and I've had somebody tell me this. I mean, I was just joking with them, you know. I mean, I'm not shaming anybody, you know. Well, I can worship God in the woods just as well as I can in church, and I agree with that 100%. And we do out in nature, in creation, and in church. You know, it kind of goes. It falls into the person who says, "Well, I can worship God at home in my living room watching Jimmy Swaggart on TV or whoever, Joel Osteen or what."
No,
you know,
no Joel Osteen, son.
I'm throwing some crazy ones out there on purpose.
Jesse Duplantis.
Yeah, right.
What is it, Benny Hinn, the one in
heel? Yeah, throws his hands.
Goodness.
And then the whole wave of people fall back. but no, I mean, so God, we do. I mean, I'll study a Sunday school lesson on Saturdays when I'm deer hunting, but I make sure I go to church on Sunday. I do not. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be serious.
Are you shaming me?
But I'm just
bit?
like, you know, what's your thoughts about hunting on Sundays?
So
let me just say it.
I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think you should do it every Sunday. All right. Now, Amanda,
can you give some personal illustrations?
I know what you want to ask. That's what I knew you were going to go over there. Did my wife put you up to this?
No.
You just remember?
I'm just trying to angles about God and hunting, right?
So
if this was a sports episode, we would say the same thing about travel ball on Sundays.
So first of all,
my wife is also biting at the bits to hear my response on this, so you're not alone.
Okay. So let me say this. Scripture says, don't forsake the assembly.
Right.
Right. So, yes, you can worship the Lord in the woods, on a bass boat, anywhere you go, going down the road. Right.
At a travel ball, at your kid's travel ball game.
Right. But it says, don't forsake the assembly. Right. The reason being is we are afraid that we repeat it too much, but we need this. We need this, right? Men need other men in their lives to pour in and sharpen. Women need women in their lives to pour in and sharpen, right? Them. That's why I feel like. I could be wrong, but that's why I feel like it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Now, what David is getting at is it happened to be a Sunday that I wasn't teaching. And
wait, you're already painting this as coincidence.
No.
Okay.
It sounds planned to me.
It just happened.
I'm setting the stage.
Okay. All right.
I was hunting this deer that it was another lease that I had in Tune. It was a like 300, 400 acre farm. Me and this guy have been watching this buck for years, and we nicknamed him the Beast. He had walked by me the day before in the dark. I could tell it was a buck, but I couldn't see horns. He was close enough that I could have shot him, but I was afraid. I'd been watching a little 8.2, so I was afraid it was him. Because, you know, I go ground check him. If it's a little basket 8, I'm going to be sick. Because I had set this stand up where he'd been walking like every 3 or 4 days he'd walk through there. And he walked by me in the dark. And he gets way, way off. All he does is give me like a head shot, and I could see him. And I text Bubba his name. I say, hey, man, Beast is headed right to you. And this turd bird sees him, and he starts counting antlers, horns. Instead of just shooting, he's counting, and he gets to a number, and he decides, oh, I probably need to shoot him. And so he puts the binoculars down, grabs the rifle, and about the time he flips off safe to go pull the trigger, Beast takes 2 steps, and he's inside the woodline, and he don't have a shot. So I'm like, I'm going to kill this deer before Bubba does. As a matter of fact, I was going to go get in Bubba's blind. I text him, and I got up early, and I text him. Or no, it might have been that night. Are you going hunting? He said, no. I said, I got you, sucker. I'm going to kill him. Mandy goes, my daddy always said, this is where you're going with it, ain't it? My daddy always said that hunting is no-go on the Lord's Day. I said, whatever. All right, at the time.
Beast is out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this dude. At the time, I had a 2-wheel drive Toyota Tacoma. Never, ever got it stuck. That thing, I could take that thing everywhere except for this Sunday.
I think I know the day. It was pretty wet
it was very wet. And I got that truck so stuck that the driver's side was like this.
Because he never let up. He just kept burying it. He was like, I'm getting this thing out.
I was going to, but there was a like a drainage that happened, like erosion.
Yeah.
And I think I may have hit a gopher, not gopher, but armadillo hole too. And then I just opened it up even more.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I could walk to this deer blind, but I didn't. I walked to my little stand. I texted my dad. I said, hey, when you get out of church, I need your help. So I walked to the deer stand. I don't see the beast, but it might have been because all the noise that I was making with that truck. And then I thought, well, I'll try to get it out again. No. So the moral of the story is my wife told me not to go hunting on the Lord's Day, that I need to be in church. And I buried that Tacoma. And my dad's got a Duramax, right? Big old mud tires. It was all he could do to pull it out. And then I ended up getting a busted windshield.
Oh, yeah.
So here, the moral of the story is Sunday mornings, I don't go hunting. Now, Sunday afternoons, I might be going out there. But Sunday morning, son, I'm in church. Unless I'm on vacation.
He said, I'm never going hunting on a Sunday again.
I thought my wife put you up to that.
No.
She did. She said, Daddy said nobody should go hunting on the Lord's Day. I'm like, I ain't worried about your daddy.
What's your comment?
Yeah.
I'll say this. There's been a handful of times where I've hunted on Sundays, several times, and be it here in the county or away. And there's been several times where my wife's also said, yeah, did you expect to kill anything today?
That's right. Did you?
Yeah.
No.
You know, it's funny. I don't think I've killed it on Sunday afternoon. Not that God's like, okay, well, you went to church this morning. Here you go. But you know what I mean?
I mean, I certainly killed some on Sunday, but I agree. I mean, it's a great question and, something that we should absolutely consider.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, you're picking on hunting, but
we've all,
it pertains to anything, really.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, and it comes down to, because you don't want to be legalistic about it either.
No.
Like, it's like you said, well, if I go to Sunday, then he'll reward me and give me that buck another day, but he won't do it.
Or I'm not going to go today because God's hiding behind a door with a leather belt and going to tan my eye.
Yeah, right. I mean, I missed a couple of Sundays ago because we were visiting my son. Can I say that?
No, he was at a UT game.
I was at a UT football game visiting my son. But yeah, so we were gone. We were out of town, be it for hunting or whatever else. So yeah, I'm not being legalistic. I'm not saying, if you miss church, you're not going to kill a deer or you're not going to do this. But, I would say.
But if it's Sunday after Sunday after Sunday and you're like, well, this is my church.
Right.
I mean, again,
I'll go back in January.
Yeah. No, duck season's still open in January.
Right.
Catch you in February.
Yeah.
You got me from February to March.
Yeah. But, and sometimes and doesn't all, I mean, I don't know. I guess I got to be careful about this though, because I've missed church and been convicted of that before, and I'm like, I made a choice where I could have gone and didn't and chose not to. And then I've been convicted in that, or I know this is a trip and, I don't feel as convicted about missing church some other time. So, I mean, I don't know how the Holy Spirit plays in that.
Well,
I can't really explain it.
Is it? Do you think it's the Holy Spirit, or do you think it's people? And this is just a question. I'm not saying it's not
me shaming you.
Yeah, people shaming you, like, man, we sure did miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I noticed that you was out there in the woods fishing or whatever. I'm you know. Now there's some times that I've missed. I knew before I went that I shouldn't have went. Right.
Right.
But you know, before you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong, right?
That's right.
And so, but there's times I'll tell you right now, I've got very little opportunity with Dayton. If Allison wanted to start back hunting, I've got very little opportunity with her.
Right.
When I start having grandchildren, I'm gonna have a limited opportunity with them.
Right.
If one of them said, "Hey, let's go," I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
And because of the limited opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, I try to teach my kids that it's important to be in church. It's important to have like-minded people around you. But
yeah, I know. I mean, it's I
ain't going on Sunday morning much. I'm telling you something. I buried it. It took me 2 years to get all that mud out from under it. Matter of fact, when I traded in, I think it had all the mud up under it.
Still,
somebody's going to get a good detail job.
Yeah.
I traded that truck in years ago.
Oh, I know, but
I don't know. Did I see you wince or kind of? Did you have a thought? You're like, I don't know.
I'll be honest. It's been a while since I've been hunting, life wise, and I mean, you know, a lot of time when you go hunting, you need land, and I don't have a lot. I mean, I do have some that I can go on, but there's a lot of other people that go on it too. So I kind of I steer clear just to kind of stay away from drama or whatnot that may appear. But I kind of agree with what you say. You know, we don't want to. What did you say? How'd you say it? We don't want to shy away from coming together, right? You know, as men sharpen iron or iron sharpens iron. You know, we have to be together for that. But at the same time, I agree. Like, there's sometimes that we have divine appointments, and if somebody, you know, I can think of a time that somebody wanted to go hunting that, you know, never wanted to go before, and you just had that one opportunity, and I kind of felt like, you know, the Lord was leading it to be that, and that was kind of a bad time in my life. But you know, I think there are times that we are meant to maybe forsake that, and please forgive me if I'm hopping way off here, but there's times that the Lord wants us to be one-on-one with somebody, and that, you know, like you said, grandkids or kids, you know, I don't want my kids to ever think that, like, you know, the Lord's going to hate you if you miss church, but at the same time, I don't want them to forsake that.
Right.
But I mean, if there's a time that they need to miss and they felt led, I mean, I don't think any less of them for it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and I'm gonna kind of pick here just a little bit, because like, you know, we're talking about
which
hunting,
one of us are you going to pick?
Well, no. But I mean, so you know, y'all go to the river on the summer times, but at the same time, I think there's times that you need that. You know, you need that time as a family together.
Right.
And some people would argue, you know, maybe that doesn't be on a Sunday or whatever. But I really think that there's times that you need to be. What do you do?
I'm looking at pictures on the trail camera.
I thought you were texting.
That's why Mason started laughing. He knew what that app was.
But I think that there's times you need to come together as a family. Yeah. And you know, maybe it happens over a Sunday. I don't think you get a demerit, you know,
right.
You're not going to the 7th level of heaven. You know, you're only going to get the 5th floor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you get that kind of a notch.
Yep.
So
yeah, I mean, there's all, incorporate God into whatever you're doing.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's definitely the, like if you're just having family time and didn't have an opportunity, or you had the opportunity and didn't, to at least somehow have a Bible study. If it's on a Sunday, to find a way to talk about God in that day, some way or another, right?
Right.
But it is a balance. And you just have to kind of know what that is. You know, we had an illustration in Sunday school about, I don't even know how this came up, but you know, we're so dead set. With our plans. Remember how God interrupts plans, right? Was our Sunday school lesson. And so if your plan is to go to church every Sunday, but there's this guy with a flat on the side of the road who needs your help, You know, remember the verse pleading, the guy that was pleading for help in the verse? You got a guy that's pleading, and you go, I wish I could, bud, but I'm late for church.
Yeah. You miss an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. That's, so, I mean, I think there's all kind of places. Church is just a means of worshiping God. Now it's probably one of the most important, but it is a means. So, I mean, it's helping that guy on the side of the road is worshiping God, and do it in God. If you can share Jesus, right? Being with your family. Hunting solo in the peak rut, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. But if there's ways, I mean, I'm just saying.
So many opportunities.
No. This is a personal. That's just a personal conviction of mine.
I think I have, and I mean, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a
You're
local.
Wrong.
Okay.
No, I'm just go ahead.
But I think there is a local, I mean, not local here, but local in our region that they have a men's ministry, and one of the things they did for men's ministry is they went on a weekend. I don't know if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but they went on a hunt in the realm. I think it might have been pheasant or something, but they all got together and they brought funds together. I don't know how it looked, but they all came together and they went on a pheasant hunt as a men's ministry. They went for the weekend and stayed in the lodge together. And then, they had a study, and like we're talking about, like they're not forsaking, but they're coming together for it, but they're also using hunting as an outlet for that.
Yep.
So it says, don't forsake the assembly.
Yeah. What? And I'm just saying that's
what is
something.
Forsake?
Don't. I don't know. You tell me, college boy.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, don't forsake. I mean, don't shun.
Turn your back on.
Yeah. So,
right?
I mean, but here's the thing.
Missing a Sunday is not.
I wouldn't say that's forsaken.
Well, no.
Right. No.
Man, I'm going to get a lot of hate on this.
Yeah.
The church ain't a building.
No.
Right.
All right. Now, Dixie Hills Church is a place that we go.
Yes.
But what makes Dixie Hills Church the church is all of us believers being together, fellowshipping, worshiping, praying, all these things together.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, that's not forsaking the assembly.
No,
right.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're assembling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Peak rut solo Sunday morning hunting. No, but we have some other friends that go on trips and hunt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
actually, I would love to do that sometime.
I've done it.
Right.
It's fun.
Right. It is very fun.
I think I remember a trip that we both went on that was pretty fun. You remember?
Oh, can you legally say
no?
this
I
on
can.
camera?
No, I can. It was for his bachelor party.
Oh yeah,
we went to a pheasant and quail hunt up in North Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Dayton.
We went with Mark.
Yeah,
we did the same thing.
Same exact place. Yeah.
I don't remember getting an invite.
Yeah.
I mean, this was pre.
Sounds like a men's retreat idea.
Oh.
I like the idea.
Yeah, but I'd rather
really
actually go kick them up.
I mean, you kind of do.
I mean,
I said kind of.
Just a little bit.
It's not true, but I whatever.
It's almost like hunting a high fence, bro. It's pretty close.
There could be argument made.
You talking about farm raised?
Maybe.
You talking about
it's basically.
Yeah. I mean, but pheasant's good eating. We went with Russell and we missed a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Russell, and Michael. I think we missed a Sunday. I know we missed a Wednesday for sure.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think we get, not that you shouldn't go to church on Sunday. That's not what J.P. Lucius is saying. What I'm saying is I think we get wrapped around the axle. It says, don't forsake the assembly.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say how we assemble.
Right. Well, I'm not saying a bunch of dudes go out and drink cold beer and shoot doves on a Sunday morning either. Right?
No, right.
I mean, you're assembling, but
yeah, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to feel when I first got back in church, and this is kind of, I don't know if you can tell, it kind of a little sore subject for me.
Yeah.
I used to feel shamed if I would miss, like I'd go to New Hampshire, or I would go to Florida or whatever. And then I'd come to church and people are going, well, we missed you. Well, I'm sorry. And there are some people that look down on you for missing, a Sunday or whatever. And that's that legalistic viewpoint.
And shame on them just as much as anything. right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know how to put
There's a
put
balance.
this in a nice little package.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it
Well-
in a way, but and maybe that's a whole nother episode on legalism, because I mean that is
Yeah.
a touch. It is a balance.
I think it's a situation by situation.
Yeah, I mean God's grace covers a lot.
Yes, it does.
But I'm not using that.
No, I'm not saying
Oh,
using it
God's
as
going
an
to
excuse.
forgive me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that at
No.
all. I'm not. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that at all. But I mean, we can excuse.
How do we sum this up? How do we sum it up into?
It's a balance, and
Well, yeah.
Scripture says, "Work you out your own salvation."
Well, and I also think,
That's
if I may say,
Yeah.
it's a heart thing. You know, where's your heart at in it?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
right.
that's always like that boundary of whether it's right or wrong. You know, that's where the Holy Spirit steps in and convicts us. You know,
you
if-
know if it's right or wrong.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna feel like, oh, I'm going hunting on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like we missed I you can forgive me if I'm, I think we missed for a good reason. You know, it was 5th anniversary. You know, celebrating our
little
marriage.
Kids, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same
You didn't
time,
have the
I
kids,
still.
did you? Oh, yeah.
No, they stayed with the parents and they came up later on. But I still missed church. Now, I didn't feel convicted we missed, but I missed it. I longed for it.
Yeah.
Because that's a meeting every week. And we kind of get to, I get to see people I don't get to see through the week.
Yeah.
But I mean, because we live our own lives and we go to our own jobs wherever they are.
Yeah.
And so, I missed it, but I didn't feel convicted bad about it.
Right.
So,
It's a balance.
Yeah. Maybe we can get some good comments on it.
Wow, here we go.
Huh?
yeah.
I mean, don't call
comments.
me out. I'm not saying that you should. Now, the word for P that I use, I got a lot of comments, by the way.
I did too, and it's crazy because I was thinking the same thing. So the
Yeah.
episode on profanity.
Yeah, someone's like, "Hey, JP, it is a bad word."
Really?
I
See,
got-
that's funny because you got the comments saying that. I got the comments saying it wasn't.
Hey, maybe the Lord's working both of y'all in different directions.
No.
No, but I
I
yeah.
said, tell me a more foul. Never mind. I'm not going into this. We're not getting into
Hey, so what
Not
you got on your
camera
notebook
anyway.
over there?
I can tell you a few things. Maybe you want me to. I'm just playing people.
But I agree. I mean, it is work it out. It is work it out. You and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, that's between. It's not me. I'm not shaming anybody. And if I ever tell somebody, just for the record, if I tell you I miss you at church, I'm not shaming.
Yeah.
But people do take it that way, right? No,
It feels like a bless your heart.
Yeah, right. But I do.
So I got a question for you. This is walls around hunting.
Okay.
So I stayed a little too long in the deer woods Saturday, and I missed the men's luncheon. I apologize, Jimbo. So I get a text message. And it was a big group. Were you there? Okay. You can sit over here with me. Do you stay in the woods too long too?
No, I had the kids.
Oh, well, you had a better excuse than I did.
Come on with it. Come on.
So
I'm ready.
I get a text message. Man, we had a great group. 30 men were there.
Over 30.
Or over 30.
It's awesome.
And
It was.
Hold on.
It was
I'll read it
amazing.
word for word. Hold on. No, I want to read it
That's
word
close
for
enough.
No, it's not, because I felt a little.
You feel a little judged?
Oh, it was more than a little, son.
I was.
Yeah, I know you were.
Yeah.
Hold on, where is it?
So hold on, let me make this
Wait a minute, time
disclaimer.
out.
If I text y'all and say, "Hey, missed you at church this Sunday," I truly meant it.
I know. Right?
I'm not texting you because I
didn't-
texted you this,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't want it to seem like, "Hey, dude, why weren't you at church?" But I truly mean we missed you at church.
So this dude sends, I'm going to get coal. Amy packed a lunch. I said, dang, she's dedicated. He said,
She stayed in the deer woods.
yeah, she stayed in. Ate her.
All
Listen to this
day.
transition
She
here.
hunted all day.
I said, she's dedicated. She loves it. Had a good turnout for lunch, over 30 there. I said, awesome. Right.
Is that all you said?
No, I said,
Okay,
I stayed in the
come
woods
on.
too long this morning. That's why I wasn't there. Because let's
If
be
you're
honest.
going to read the whole thing.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah. Look, he sent that to shame me. And I knew he did. That's why I was like, well, I stayed in the woods too long.
Iron
Are
sharpens
you
iron,
saying-
men
yeah.
sharpen men.
Yeah.
right.
Are you telling me that you
You gotta
didn't send
rub
that to see why I wasn't there at the luncheon?
I knew.
Oh, he has to say he had to know.
I knew.
I know you
No,
well enough to know.
I didn't say anything to
I
anybody,
know
but I
you
was
didn't.
like, I said, JP is like 45 minutes away. And, if you'd have been closer, I know you'd have been there.
I honestly stayed too long on purpose because there were deer all around me. And I was like, I'm not spooking these does just in case, But I know him well enough to know because he'll do some other stuff like that.
Passive aggressive.
He's very passive aggressive. And I'm like, and then you go, oh, I'm not shaming you.
I'm
not judging, JP.
Iron sharpens iron.
I said there were a lot of men there, but there were a lot of men that weren't.
Yeah, I was going to leave that part out. It's all good. Lots were there, but there were lots that weren't.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, I thought that kind of would make you feel like I didn't say
nudge,
everybody.
Nudge, wink, wink.
No, that
everybody was there, but you.
I was trying to not say that. I was
the way I read it was there was a lot there and one wasn't.
That's why I said there was a lot there and a lot that weren't.
Yeah, but what did you mean? What did you mean in your heart?
All right.
You're in a big group.
What you got over there on your notebook?
I got a little spike here.
Switching, it's a complete 180 from here.
That's
probably.
all good. We need it.
Let's get back to something more spiritual.
One of the hunting stories that I thought about is kind of what I like to think about as divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll preface that by saying one of the guys I really look to and follow in the hunting industry is Cuz Strickland.
Oh, yeah.
And he talks about divine intervention a lot. But my divine intervention story, as it associates to hunting, is a lengthy story. 90% of it's not hunting, so bear with me. But was graduating Mississippi State, got an ag degree down there, and had the opportunity to pursue a master's degree in entomology. So I thought that was the direction I wanted to head. I worked for the entomology department for a couple of months there in the summer after I graduated. Got the opportunity to get my master's degree through that department. And a couple of weeks prior to school starting, something just didn't feel right. I didn't know, my heart wasn't in it, I think. It briefed well. It seemed like a great idea to further education, but something wasn't right. And I hadn't really shared it with anyone except for, at the time, my girlfriend, Jessica, now my wife. We got about a week out from class, and I really started thinking about this. I started praying for it. I didn't really know what to ask for. I knew I wasn't in the right spot. What my, at the time, girlfriend didn't know is I was also Googling engagement rings. Mm-hmm. So I had that on my heart. Mm-hmm. And so I know that played a portion in the decision that I made. But fast forward to the first day of stats class, 20 minutes in, I said, yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah. I remember this.
So I jumped up. I walked to the professor's office for the program that I was working in and shared with them, hey, I apologize, but it's just not for me. I'm going to pull out, so, and he was super supportive of that. And I walked back to my truck, drive to my apartment, pack all of my stuff up in about a 3-hour period. I've got taxidermy hanging out the windows, but I get it all in my truck because I didn't want to ask my parents to come help me. I didn't want to ask anybody to come help me. I made this decision on my own. So I'm getting ready to get in the truck. I call my dad. Say, Dad, I think I'm going to pull out of grad school. He said, okay. He said, well, think about it. And if that's the decision you need to make, we'll support you. I said, well, I've made that decision. I'm headed home.
Too late about thinking.
Yeah. So he said, well, what are your plans? What are you wanting to do, son? I said, I don't know what my plans are, but I know this. The Hickory Cotton Gin's about to fire up. They'll need some help. So I can go work there for a period of time until I figure things out. Prior to that, I had done a couple of internships between my junior and senior year with a couple of different ag companies. The most recent one being Winfield United, which is our local co-op here. And I left Starkville, turned left on Highway 45 about 10 minutes from Starkville, and my phone rang. And it was a guy that I'd worked for at Winfield. He was checking in on me to see how the grad program was going. I said, actually, I'm headed home. He's like, really? I said, yeah. He said, are you looking for a job? I said, in fact, I am. He said, well, we're hiring. So one thing, led to another. I started with Winfield that following January. So it's a pretty cool story how you don't have things planned out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he always has that plan for you, whether you see it or you don't.
Yeah.
The hunting side of this story, which gives me chills to this day to tell this, that same January, in fact, it was January 1st, we had a really big cold front push through. The hatchy bottom froze, and we got into the ducks pretty thick.
Mm.
The second day of our hunt, we had 2 more mallards, 2 more big ducks left to kill. And there were so many ducks, we were actually, like, calling people out to shoot, right? We weren't all just standing up and shooting ducks. And I'll kinda spoil the story here, but there's one thing as a duck hunter that you always look for, right? It's a band.
I ain't never seen one.
I've never had prior to this, never had the opportunity to kill a banded duck. Well, I'd been in on the shoots, but I never drew the high card, right? So just for the audience, if everybody shoots at the duck, you all get a chance at drawing the card. Whoever draws the highest card gets the band. So I'd gone through that a couple of times, never got the band. This particular experience, we had 2 ducks left, so they picked me and my buddy sitting beside me here. It's like, hey, you 2 guys kill the last 2 ducks. So sure enough, a pair of mallards came in, a Susie and a greenhead. We pulled up, both of them dropped. We go out, and that's our limit, right? We've killed our limit. We go out, we pick the Susie up, we pick the greenhead up. He's banded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, here we go. High card. I've never drawn it. Well, it's just 2 of us, so we actually just flipped a coin, flipped a quarter. I called tails in the air, landed on tails. I got the band.
That's awesome.
So I go home that night, and when you kill a banded duck, there's numbers on the band, right? You go to the USGS website to type the band number in, and you get a report back typically within a week, and it'll tell you where the duck was banded, how the duck was, and the date that it was banded. This duck was banded in Wisconsin on the day that I left Mississippi State and dropped out of school.
Ah,
that's the best intervention I've ever seen.
That is awesome. That is very cool.
I've never got a band.
Yeah.
I've never been with, not yet. I've never been with a group of people that've killed band yet.
I've just never been lucky except for once.
Yeah.
And that was meant to be.
So,
so here's a funny story about a band. We go to Drillfoot, I think it was last year, and Lane Daniel, Michael's son, he'd always be like, hey man, you can go, I'm going to take you duck hunting down there in the bottom. I'm like, all right. I was giving him a hard time. I'm like, man, here it is 3 years. I'm waiting on an invite. Well, I'm getting older, and those are long days. You get up early, they long days. And then, we left Saturday night to come to church on Sunday morning. Well, Lane will go hunting and Sunday morning out there on the bottom before church. And he said, man, you want to go? I said, man, I think I'm going to sleep in. It's cold. They killed a banded duck that day. So he comes to church and he said, I don't ever want you to hear you complain again about me not taking you. We killed it was a wood duck, I think they killed. It was
you don't want to get your truck stuck.
Yeah, true story. And that truck would have got stuck. That was a 2-wheel Tundra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If I get this big boy stuck, well, I'm really doing something.
Well, that's cool, though, because, I mean, a lot of times we make decisions and we always wonder, did I make the right decision or not? And I don't know. I mean, that could have been a little God wink, right?
Yeah.
That
you did right, boy.
You're on path. You're on the right path, and here's a little reward for you, you know.
I quoted this in Sunday school, and I was like, look, this dude was definitely not a Christian, John Lennon. But John Lennon said, life is what happens to you while you're busy making plans. Right. Yeah. And I try to throw a little spirituality into it, but basically, he's right. Life is what happens to you when you're busy making plans. I remember you wanting to get your master's. I mean, you got out of the guard because of this program, and I was like, man.
There was a lot of decisions weighted on that one thing, right? And having to make the decision not to go through with it was difficult. And then fast forward a year later, right, tied back to hunting and kill a duck that was banded on that day.
And you ended up getting married, having 2 beautiful young ladies.
It worked out. Ended up getting my master's degree later down the road. So it all worked out, and got a banded duck in the deal.
That's right.
I didn't realize man.
Yeah. Your wife too, right?
Yeah.
She's got her, is it master's or doctorate?
No, master's.
Master's. Yeah. I knew she was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just faking it.
I didn't say you weren't smart. I just didn't realize you had a master's. I didn't realize you went back. I knew you were smart.
So, which y'all, I mean, you may know actually. I don't know if you knew this. So, I went to Mississippi State for a semester.
Mm-hmm.
So we roomed together this first time, and I remember
So you were enrolled at Mississippi State.
No, I went for a semester. I didn't drop out till the end.
You were enrolled for a semester. You're not catching what I'm saying. So.
Okay, I was enrolled for a semester. So anyway, you brought up a point about the first class you went with stats. And I remember the first time you took, was it stats, I think, that you had to take? It was like stats 101. It was like the first one.
Oh, it was a trig class or something, I think.
Thought it was stats. Because I remember,
math class.
Because you was asking me questions about it, and I was like, I don't have that class, and I definitely don't understand the math.
Yeah.
But I just remember how hard it was. And when you said stats, I was like, yep. I was like, that's like me in biology. I was like, I took microbiology, and I was like, nope, that's not for me.
Yeah.
So you got your bachelor's in ags?
Yes, I got my bachelor's in ag engineering.
Ag engineering.
And then I got my master's in agronomy at Auburn.
Wow.
For the dumb people in the room, I can't even pronounce that word.
Agronomy?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a study of, so the actual degree I have is a master's in agriculture or agronomy, but agronomy is like just a broad term of study of soils and plants, if you will, for us in the South, right? Corn, cotton, soybeans, wheat. So row production from a row crop production standpoint.
So what you do basically is you take a sample.
Yeah, soil sample, tissue samples, right. I work for the local co-op system. So we sell seed and chemical crop inputs as well as technologies, which is what I got my bachelor's in. So precision agriculture. That's how I kind of got my foot in the door in the industry, and then just kind of worked up from there, if you will.
So if I was row cropping, I would hire you to tell me what nutrients I was lacking or had too much of.
That's right.
And you could give me a formula for whatever crop that I was going to put in.
That's right.
Any problems, really, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Disease,
insects,
or is it strictly within the soils?
No, it would be so like disease. So fungicide products for disease, insecticide, right, for pest breakouts that we have, which we're really prone to in the South. Mm-hmm. One thing I learned, I didn't really know this as a kid growing up. I grew up around ag, but we have a lot of bugs here. Right, the further you go north, they hardly have any bug issues. Yeah,
we got a lot of ticks are really bad. I mean, I know that has nothing to do with that. I'm just thinking, because I remember as a kid, and that may be related, it may not be, but I remember as a kid, like you might get a tick here and there. Do you go turkey hunting now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get covered. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's bad. And I know, again, ticks don't have nothing to do with agriculture, but.
Well, I mean, it's the same way, like in horticulture. I mean, I had my chemical rep tell me, is like, yeah, we love the South. The chemical companies, they love the South. This is where they make their money, because the rest of the country is dry. Not, the humidity just breeds disease down here. Yeah. And so it's just like, we love it down here.
Yeah. And pests they overwinter here, right? Where they can't overwinter up north. Yeah. It's too cold.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
What else? What do you got written down, brother? I feel like you hadn't. Do you have anything to say? Or David didn't want to shame me, but he was shaming me. He was like, "Hey, Nathan really had a lot to say."
Well, he did.
And you didn't give him an opportunity.
And he was being so polite, and he was. We're just like a pack of wolves over a piece of meat. I mean, we just talk and fight over each other, and just and Nathan was sitting there the whole time, and then he was like, "Oh, it's my turn." We were wrapping up. And then
he's like, "Wait a minute, I got something for you."
Yeah, and he pulled out all this stuff. So we just wanted to make sure you got all your things covered. I did have some questions. We talked about last night at the end of the night.
Go ahead.
So these were
requested.
These were requested. This was kind of a pseudo call-in show here of requests from the female gender about hunting. So we'll maybe just kind of wrap up with these, because I did promise her I'd ask these. Or do you want to?
No. She went to you. My wife went to you in the kitchen in front of your wife.
Yeah.
And so we had our Thanksgiving meal last night, and then she knew better than to ask me. So no.
Yeah. So this, I guess, is from a non-hunting wife's perspective, right? So how is it that?
Well, she's getting into hunting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So how is it that we can spot a speck of blood in a pile of leaves, fall colors, mind you, or spot a deer 500 yards away and know it's a buck or a doe, but yet we can't find the.
She said the ketchup bottle.
We can't find the ketchup bottle in the refrigerator.
I mean, does it matter who goes first?
No, go ahead.
So I'll say, like, we are focus prone. As like when we're hunting, we're focused. Like, you want to look for the blood, you're going to focus for those red dots, that liquid red gold, if you will.
Right.
And you're going to be looking for it. Or if you're hunting and that buck kind of steps outside the trees, you're going to see them horns.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what you're looking for and you're focused. When you come, like, you go to the refrigerator and you're looking, if it's not the first thing you see, you lose your patience. It's like, hey, I know it's normally right here in that door. Where is it?
Yeah. Right.
And so you lose your patience. Now, whether right, wrong, indifferent, I think that's two totally separate objects. Like we're passionate and we are focused on hunting. Like, I'll be honest,
hyper focused.
I know I've hunted with Mason before, and I'll look up and all I see is a duck. But he'll tell you exactly what kind of duck it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude. And then I know one time we'd hunting and they come zooming by, and I'm like, I caught a glimpse. He's like, oh, it's two teals and a pintail, and I'm like, how'd you even see it?
Yeah, right.
But it's just what we're attuned to.
Yeah.
I can't quite tell them all. I can tell big duck, little duck, but I know what teals, because they're doing like
mock
20.
Yeah, I was going to say mock Jesus. So you better have that gun up, because them little birds can fly, son. Yeah. So I've got to answer that question.
All right.
Here's the thing. I think it's a primal instinct in man to hunt.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
Yes.
And so I think when you're out there, you're tapping in to that primal thing, right? And I'm not joking. I really think that
the hunter gatherer.
I really think that man was designed to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's why God gave us animals, right? It's also goal oriented, right? If I shoot this, now I got to find it. Because here's the other thing. I'm worried if I wound this animal and I can't find it, that it's, number one, going to suffer. That does bother me if it's going to suffer. I don't watch deer die on purpose, right? I know that that's not a pleasant thing. Like, and that's something my dad taught me.
Yeah.
Even though you know it's dying, not just from a safety standpoint of view, but
there's some ethical.
Right. Don't. So it's goal oriented. If I don't find that ketchup bottle or the relish, it ain't gonna die.
Yeah.
Right. So where this question came up from was my lovely wife.
Mm-hmm.
I made chicken salad. I didn't put relish in it. I don't care if it has relish in it or not. She likes it. I asked her if she wanted some. I carry her a bowl in there, and she's like, "Where's the relish?" I'm like, "Do we have relish?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm a firm believer in put it back where it belongs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Put it back where it belongs. If it's put back where it belongs, then when you go to look for it, guess what?
Be where it
it's
was.
There. So after it's not where it's supposed to be, I'm like,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It needs to be the only thing that's dead center in the refrigerator.
Now, when you tap into that, it's not just horns. A lot of times you can tell that it's a doe or buck just by its posture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right. Now, I had a little harder time when I first started turkey hunting. You can do the same with turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
I have a real hard time with ducks, but like everybody I duck hunt with, they're like, nope, those are greens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how you see them green heads way up there? But after I can spot them.
Yeah.
I can spot them.
Yeah.
But if they're close, I can tell a pintail. But other than that, I'm not. Dayton asked me one time, he said, "What are they?" I said, "They big ducks." I mean, in other words, they're not wood ducks,
teal,
yeah, hooded McGanders, whatever. They're good ducks.
Yeah.
Not that the other ones ain't good, but
I mean, I know old men that can literally look at a deer across the field and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a 4-year-old doe." And I'm like, "How in the world do you see it?" And they're like, "Oh, you don't see the snout? Snout's longer or shorter." I'm like,
right, yeah.
Now I have a hard time aging them. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
But I can tell.
But I can spot them. I could driving 60 miles an hour down
Mm-hmm.
the road.
When
I can spot 60, them out of the corner of my eye. Did you kind of feel me hesitate when I said that?
I was like, this dude ain't driving. Although going to the Memphis State game, he's doing 90.
I'm proving these guys
prove you wrong.
I'm just messing, but you can.
You know what I'm saying? I know
you're focusing
a dozen deer over in that field when I just saw, and boom, I saw them, and then I can glance, and I know there was 2 bucks in there.
Yeah.
Or turkeys or anything.
It's just hyper focus. I think you're both right. I mean,
I agree.
I mean, it's
there's much more reward in that for us. Like that you're tapping into your and then to Stanton's point, you're more hyper focused.
Yeah. I think it's funny you talking about reward. What reward would you gonna get when you got the relish out of the refrigerator? He's like, I don't care.
I don't.
It's like, hey, if it's not right here in front of me,
And let's be honest.
I didn't see it.
Let's be honest. If I can't find it and really want it, hey, do we got any of this?
What?
Immediately.
What? What did what? And
I do it with the scissors all the time.
Yeah,
but I do it most of the time to prove a point. I said, "Where are the scissors?" She said, "And everybody got a junk drawer. Don't lie. Everybody in this room got a junk drawer."
Oh yeah.
Well, scissors for some reason in my house go in the junk drawer.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Where are the scissors?" They're in the junk drawer. I'm like, "No, not." Now there was one time they were.
Yeah.
But sometimes I ask her to prove a point, like, they ain't here, bro.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is, and this might be trivial, if you will, but like I said something last podcast for last, and then our wives are what we call, or what the Bible calls woman ezer kenegdo, right? Is our helpers, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
So
we're just letting them do their job.
Well, I wouldn't go. I'm not gonna say that. But what I'm saying is like if you don't,
you said that.
Yeah, I don't know. You hear echo?
Golly.
I didn't mean as a being. Never mind.
As the
I wonder if I can edit that out.
As the Battle Room podcast,
don't
as the Battle Room podcast, we do not associate with JP Stevens. We are not held liable.
Wrong. I'm the boss. Remember, y'all said I'm the boss.
But what I'm saying is,
what I meant. Let me
go ahead.
That.
Rephrase.
What I meant was, we're just giving them the opportunity to be
the helpers.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, like, if you don't automatically see it, then you're going to ask because you know that your wife will know. Like, I can ask my wife something, like, I can't find something, and half the time she's going to tell me exactly where it's at.
That's right.
And so instead of me look for 20 minutes and then get mad because I can't find it, I can ask her, and she's like, all right, look.
I'm not even switching to that hyper sensitive mode because I know all I got to do is ask her.
Yeah.
Well, and to clarify, I'm just joking. It's not their job to take care of us. But the reason why I asked Amanda where it is, I'm just going to say it. Just going to be transparent. It's because she's moved it.
Yeah, right. There you go. Right.
You can ask the kids. She's getting this, what we call the crazy cleany lady face.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, where's this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times I misplace some stuff. I will give her, babe, I do. Like the title to the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, it's in here. And then I walked back in the room and because I remember I got the Focus, or not the Focus, what we have, a Fiesta, and my truck title out because we sold the Fiesta.
Mm.
And I thought I put my old Tundra title back in the firebox.
Yeah.
No. I stuck it on my dresser.
Yeah.
Well,
I did apologize. I did apologize.
Yeah, Amy and I are both admitting we're getting older and more forgetful, so it's kind of funny sometimes when we get into arguments like that. All right, let me go to this next question. And for the record, Amanda said she had more. She never texted me, so the only other question I know of is, how is it that we can get up at 4 a.m., just spring up out of the bed for it and be excited and ready to go hunting, but on a work day, like it's all we can do to get to work on time, dragging.
So can I ask a question to go against this?
Well, yeah, but
Go ahead.
I feel like she was insinuating If my boss is listening to this, I get up with a pep in my step every morning. Come serve the people of Tennessee.
That's right.
So let me ask, okay, same thing goes their way, right?
No. I said the same thing last night. Go ahead, bro.
No, so the same thing goes their way. So, okay, I'm going to be honest, and this isn't a dig at my wife, because, I mean, she's not very happy to get up on those mornings, too. But I know women hop up on Black Friday morning and they're ready to fight. They're ready to go to them stores and fight for something.
They ain't going to do that.
Right.
But I'm saying there's certain, they have something that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that we're not all so passionate about our work, but work dulls us down over time to where we're like,
yeah, right.
I love my job. I do.
Yeah.
I love its compensation. I love what I do. I love working on interesting stuff. I mean, why lie about it? But just because I get paid,
I'm joking. I got a great job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily loving,
but it's a grind.
Yeah, it's a grind.
Right.
But like when I wake up, that's for me. This is my little slice of heaven, and I get to go sit in a blind, a duck blind, or a turkey blind, or I'm going to chase something. I know something I'm going for.
Yeah.
When I go to work, it's like it's going to instead of me hitting something, it's going to hit me.
Yep. Yeah. And any hobby.
Yeah.
Any hobby that if you turn into a job, because that's what a lot of times hobbies do. They turn into a job, and it turns into a grind.
Yes.
You kind of lose your passion for whatever it is.
I joke around. I do like what I do to a point, right? I like educating people on fire safety. I like when I go into these schools and daycares, make sure our kids are safe. I like going into businesses. Because I take the standpoint of when I inspect something, what if one of my loved ones or someone I'm close to's loved ones are going in there? I want it to be safe for them. What I don't like about my job is I feel like sometimes I go to work with my brother's kids because I'm repeating myself to people that should know better, right?
Yeah.
No, you can't do this. Why? Well, because the code says you can't do it.
Yeah.
And then 3 or 4 days later, I'm like, well, didn't we just have this discussion? You can't do this because the code says. And one guy, I finally was like, you know what they told me when I went to inspector school was this was written in blood. And then he quit arguing with me. But a few podcasts ago, it was the pilot episode, and we were all talking about our wives serving together on the same weekend. I witnessed something. The person who gave you that question, she was awful cheery in the morning. Huh?
Yeah.
Because we got an opportunity to watch these ladies when they didn't know when they were walking from place to place. And I was like, it's awful early for her to be a little
chirpy.
She's not like this at all.
No, not at all. All bubbly and stuff. So I think, like you said, it's for us.
Yeah.
What about you?
Anything in the right proportions is fun, right? If you had to hunt every day, although that sounds awesome, I'm sure you would eventually get tired, right? You wouldn't jump out of bed. I think, yes, I think so.
Have you ever seen?
I'm willing to put that to the test.
Well, I'm saying, can I make? Have you ever been on a guided hunt?
Yeah,
like a guided hunt.
Yeah.
Do you like that guy was up before you, right?
Right.
Did he look happy about it?
No.
Yeah.
My point, right? Like I think about. I know some guys that duck hunt every day. There's no way on day 60 you're jumping out of bed. I mean, unless you're. I don't know.
I see, 60 days in a row. I mean, but
that edge is worn off.
Right.
No, I think that's brilliant. Though I mean, anything in the right proportion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, Scripture says everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're trying to say I need to go to my job, 50-50.
Yeah, right.
I enjoy it a lot better.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like that's a dig towards me.
No,
I got a lot of time off.
Well,
no,
I said
50-50
because we're talking about in moderation. Well, if you want me to enjoy my job, let me get some more time off.
That's right. That's right. Give me a 4-day work week.
Hey, no.
I don't know if my boss is listening.
Well, I was gonna say, I was like, how about you give me, like November, December, and January off, and then we'll talk about like around the April, May, and maybe a week or two in the summer.
I like it
because I ain't gonna lie, that's one thing I do love, and it's not necessarily hunting, but bow fishing.
Yeah,
I've never bow fished. I like to try it.
I tell you what, let me get something
fishing,
together. Now
that sounds like a fellowship.
you stay
bow fishing.
You stay up late. Like I remember one time
in moderation, man, I can do it.
We were headed to bow fish when the sun was going down, and when we finally got done, the sun was coming up.
Yeah.
Now I can do all that.
Well, there's a reason they were trying to prep for a tournament, and so they're trying to get their little patterns down and everything. But like most of the time, like probably by the latest, probably 1, 2 in the morning, you're loading the boat up and getting ready to go home.
Yeah,
so
that would be awesome. That
would be fun. I know somebody still got a boat. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad my wife didn't text you because I thought there was going to be some questions at my expense.
I mean, I'm sure she was speaking from experience, but those are pretty. That was a broad brush.
No, I was afraid that she was going to give some real specific questions.
She probably just got busy today, and
she does have a busy job.
Yeah.
So are we starting to tone down a little bit?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Because, and this is kind of corny, if you will, but I think with given what's this week is I would like to know what from this year, what's everybody thankful for?
That ain't corny.
Well, I mean, I just know, like, everybody. It seems like the dad's like, "What are you thankful for?" Go around the kitchen table, but I feel like there's a lot, these days to be thankful for. And
so
I was just like, Thanksgiving,
and we had an opportunity last night, and I did speak out at church, and it wasn't manufactured; it was legit. So Jimmy, he kind of did a walkthrough of the years at Dixie and the evolution and what all's happened, the growth and all the things, and it made me think that I was a part of that. It kind of tugs at your heartstrings. I was proud to have been involved in all these things, right? And then it made me think that I didn't grow up at Dixie Hills.
Yeah,
the only reason that I was able to. And I've been there since 06, 07, somewhere right in that time frame. And the only reason was because of one person invited me and Amy to go to Dixie. And I'm thankful. Nicole Armstrong, Tootie, was working for Amy at the time. Amy had a conversation with her and said, we're kind of, we were newlyweds or a year into it, and we're trying to find that church. And she just said, "You ought to try out our little church. It's great. We love it." And we sat on the left side, and I didn't go into all this last night, but we sat on. I remember where I sat, and it was right in front of Carla Bartlett.
Oh goodness.
And so that was like, so not only am I thankful. So the bigger picture, and I didn't want to do all this last night, but the bigger picture was I was thankful for Tootie for inviting us. I was thankful for Carla for being so friendly and accepting to us, because that's always a fear. Like you go into church and nobody even talks to you. And then I'm thankful for Wayne. I was thankful for Wayne for being so darn persistent. Because we were just going to church. We weren't going to Sunday school.
Yeah.
And he hounded us until we did. And I was like, all right, just to shut you up, I'm going. And it was just all these people that, drug me along to get me to be involved in it. And now I'm not looking anywhere else. So that's kind of the bigger picture from what I said last night, though, is there's key people who I'm thankful for that solidified Dixie being my church home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got a pretty good segue off of that because my family is on the front side of that story right now. I shared to kick the podcast off, right? My family and I have recently started going to Dixie Hills, and I'm thankful for the outpouring of you guys pouring into me and my family. And I look forward to having that same story one day that you shared, David.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, you want me to go next?
I'll go. You can go. It don't matter.
So, Jimmy gave us all an opportunity last night at our Thanksgiving meal to say what we're thankful for. And, we talked about trials last episode. So by this time this airs, the Consider It a Joy comes out, and in the editing process and just listening to it and thinking over what I shared as the trial, right? So I'm thankful for the imperfect moments, right? I'm thankful, not that I'm thankful that my mother-in-law passed away or my father-in-law passed away or my grandmother passed away. I'm not thankful for that. I'm thankful for the lessons and the things that Amanda and I gained in that, right? I don't always speak to her like I should. You know, I told you I'm kind of harsh, which you already knew that. We've been friends a long time, but God did give me a heart to want to help her out, serve her. And in that process, she said something to me. So I'm thankful for her saying something to me. I used to every Sunday morning get up and fix her a cup of coffee. Now I get up and with the dogs and let them out and, you know, whatever. And then she gets up. I used to wake her up with a cup of coffee, and she said, I miss you know, bringing me my cup of coffee. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got a little convicted. When she hears this in a couple of weeks, she'll hear, I'm not gonna let her listen to this episode until I get it all edited out. But, no, I'm thankful for the hard moments because of what we learn in them. I'm thankful because, we kind of joked around in that episode, but you find out who the OGs are. And God's placed a lot of good men in my life. Some of them are in this room, some of them aren't. And so that's what I'm thankful for.
So I'll say, because, you know, we weren't there, you know, we didn't have opportunity, but I have a lot to be thankful for. I mean, not just this year, just over time. You know, I've been blessed. The more I think about it, you know, the Lord put a lot of people in my way to, even though I was kind of a wrecking ball, He played pinball with my wrecking ball, and He kind of knocked me around in good ways, and, you know, and He put men in my life to straighten me out. But you know, I'm thankful for my wife and my kids, and they are such big blessings in my life. But you know, we're talking about it, you know, men, I've really appreciated the brotherhood that I've been blessed to be able to be a part of, you know, with y'all, you know, with you coming back, you know, because we kind of drifted there for a little bit with families and life and, you know, just trying to figure out when's good times. But like the men um, that have, as a church, you know, because I mean, it's kind of how like we are wrapping around each other, I guess, if you will. But just being able to be vulnerable with each other, but also sharpening one another. Like, I actually have gotten to a place where I really appreciate it when somebody tells, like, one of y'all tell me I'm wrong. Like,
so you can appreciate being shamed a little bit, huh?
A little bit. So, yeah. Well, I mean,
hold on. I didn't say I didn't appreciate it. I said I knew you were trying to shame me.
Yeah.
So I'll give before I became a Sunday school teacher, we were in y'all's class, and you were talking about the brotherhood y'all had, the text group, you know, the accountability group. I don't know why my throat's getting so dry all of a sudden.
You can have a sip of my water.
No, it's all good. I'll make it through it. But anyway.
Well, you afraid I got something going on?
Cooties.
No, he might.
I got my cootie shot last week.
But you had said something about how Peef had called you out, like not in a negative way, but like it was a man to man, and he corrected a statement that you made, and then that kind of changed your thinking on something. And I was like, well, I don't have that right now, you know, at the time. And now looking back, I'm kind of like, well, I have it now. You know, I have men in my life that will tell me, like, even though I'm so dead set I'm right, you know, you're not going to tell me I'm wrong, you know, that can lovely come in my life. Like, hey, dude, you're wrong, and you need to correct yourself.
I think Dixie's got a great group of guys.
Yeah.
I think it's unique. I really do think it's unique. And I hope I'm encouraged by you coming on and being a part of it, and your brother too. And man, it feels like I was thinking that last night. I was like, man, it seems like a new generation's coming in, and that's encouraging.
And it's funny how the Lord works, because like I never thought some of the men that we have in our church today would be not in church necessarily, but be at Dixie Hills.
Right. Yeah.
You talking about me?
No. There's
only God can do that.
So Mason's one of them. I never thought that Mason would start coming to Dixie Hills. Not that it's like negative. It was just, y'all already had a church that y'all were going to, and you were raised in a different church. And there's some other guys that they came from different churches, and I just honestly never thought that they would be coming to Dixie Hills. And now it's kind of coming up that way.
Yeah.
And so
it's good. It's okay that you can tell that. Back in the day, you probably didn't expect me to darken the door of a church.
No, I wouldn't say that. But I mean, you are another one. I never thought, when you started coming to Dixie Hills, I was like, oh, this is weird.
It's like, man, what's this church coming to?
No, I thought,
man, I'm facing to get threatened about getting punched in the face. No, actually, we had moved through that.
No, that was after you apologized, and I was really scared.
Mason, was that scary, really?
I didn't think so.
Are you telling me when you saw that face get beat red?
I mean, yeah, I need to go the other direction.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember it getting beat red.
Oh, dude, I remember one specific time. No, actually, I probably meant a couple of specific times. I swear it's like you held your breath, and all of a sudden, just the red just radiated, and I was like, "Uh-oh."
You got any more hunting questions?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Anyway,
man. That's it.
But I just really love how the Lord's working.
Yeah. Good.
He worked in me.
Amen. And through you, he worked in me.
So we didn't open with prayer.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
Who's going to, if nobody has anything else, who's going to close us?
I'll close us. I don't care.
Yeah, because it was my last episode. So, yeah. And then David, you volunteered. I made someone else do it, but I'm not going to make our guest do it this time around. I mean, he's my little brother. I pulled the big brother card on.
That's all.
Yeah, you did. You did.
All right, y'all ready?
Right, yeah, let's close it.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for this time of discussion. Father, Lord, that we can come together, and we live in a country that we can come together and we can talk about these things, Lord, without fear of retaliation, Lord, or persecution. Lord, we just thank you for the men in our lives, Lord, men that take us hunting, Lord, that bring us out into your nature, into your creation. Lord, we thank you for your creation. And Lord, we just thank you for the Holy Spirit, and Lord, just how he works through us, and Lord, how he speaks to us. And Lord, we just lift up all the other men out there. Lord, we pray that they would come into accountability group, brotherly groups, Father, like we have. And Lord, we just thank you for all that you do for us. And Lord, we ask that you lead us and guide us through the rest of our life. And Lord, we pray all this in your Son's name, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Since you prayed, you going to say it?
Yeah. Rock Kasak.
Be strong and courageous.
Peace out.
We don't know what we're engaged with. Did you know that you have the armory of heaven? That you have everything you need for life and godliness to push the enemy forces back? And so when you hear Kasak, your knuckles spiritually should immediately turn white. And you should find yourself gritting your spiritual teeth with a belligerence against the enemy. He goes down. There are souls